Welcome to Ultimate Autographs. If you're looking for the internet's most exciting and interactive live break room, you've come to the right place. We're opening live break mystery boxes featuring the biggest names from across the sports world every single day. If you're new to breaking with us, keep watching and we'll show you exactly how it all works. First, head over to the live break page and look for a series that you want to play. Most of our series will have 8 spots representing the 8 NFL divisions, but other sports breaks or mixers may vary. If you purchase one spot, you have a 1 in 8 chance to win memorabilia at an awesome value. Next, click Add to Cart to purchase your live break spot. Once you've completed your checkout, tune in to the next available Live Breaks broadcast on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube at 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., or 6 p.m. Central Time any day of the week. As you watch, you'll see a name appear on the screen when your break begins. Your name will go into the randomizer, and the order will be randomized a specific amount of times based on that show's dice roll number. After randomization, the list of names of people who bought spots in that live break will be matched up with an NFL division. If the item that's pulled from the mystery box matches your division, congratulations! You just won an incredible piece of signed memorabilia at a fraction of the cost. Want to guarantee yourself an item instead of testing your luck? Check out the mystery box tab of our website for a variety of mystery box options. When you buy a mystery box, we'll ship it straight to your door, and some can be opened on air at your request. While you're there, make sure to sign up for our Signature Club Rewards program. This exclusive club earns you points towards specific discounts, signed items, and prizes each and every time you buy at ultimateautographs.com. The moment you've been waiting for has come. Let's break some signed memorabilia.
Good morning, breakers and breakettes, and welcome in one and all to another edition of the UA Live Break Room, coming to you live from the city beautiful Burr Ridge, Illinois, getting ready to heat things up on a very chilly morning here on the last day of January of 2026, and I got my man Chinmay back in the producer side on the ones and twos to the left of me. You've been like the Swiss Army knife here this week, man. Usually you're a weekend exclusive series. You've been filling in on a lot of spots, dude, all across the board. But I'm glad to have you back where you belong here in the on the weekends with me.
It's nice to be back where I belong on the weekends.
It's nice to have you back here, man. So before we get into anything, it doesn't look like we have any pre-fills to touch upon there. For those that are just tuning in for the first time here this morning with Chinmay and myself on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, make sure to drop a like, turn on that notification bell, get notified every single time that we go live here at Ultimate Autographs. Hey, what's going on? Let's see. It's my little homie. It's my little homie. He said, hey, Rob, what's going on? What's going on, homie? Good to see you, dude. And Justin saying a hi, good morning as well.
What's up, Justin?
Love to see an active chat this morning. Bradley Williams.
Bradley's in there. Yeah.
Rob and Chinmay, good to see you, my dudes. So very happy to be back here with you guys. I missed my afternoon show yesterday with Robbie. I was severely under the weather. Very happy to be back with you guys here. But if it is your first time, one thing that I always like to show Chinmay right off the very top, besides, of course, making sure to turn on the notification bell. We're live every single day, 365, 9 a.m. The show you're currently watching, noon, which Chinmay and I will be featured on once again. How lucky are you guys? 3 o'clock, the primetime show at 6. And then we have 2 different shows that are, I guess you could call them specialty shows. We have the UA After Dark, which is every Friday night at midnight. The Midnight Maniacs, as we like to call you guys that appear for those. It definitely gets a very wild and out of control, the PG-13 edition, if you don't mind me saying, with Robbie Lopez and Frankie Oliveri. And then our brand new show, which is a 3-part iteration on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. That is our 10:30 slot. That looks like it's going to be our 2 newest guys, in Hayden and Tim. Yeah. They're going to be looking to take a brunt of that the rest of the way. So with all that being said, we got to figure out what our dice roll is going to be. What's going on, Grant? She said that Chiefs helmet is beautiful. Who won it?
Could be you.
Yeah, exactly. That no better way to answer that. It could be you because I don't know. Chinmay doesn't know, but we're waiting to find out. So this you can get by entering yourself in the lottery series, Chinmay. Yep. Lottery series, we're knocking on the door. When there's 11 boxes and 5 headliners left in the series, not only are you knocking on it, we're ready to break through it Kool-Aid Man style. Oh yeah, ready to get ourselves a brand new Patrick Mahomes custom speed flex. Look, Patrick Mahomes, close personal friend of mine and Chinmay's, but an even closer friend to the UA Live Break Room.
Yeah.
We see Patrick a lot on speed flexes, but I'll be transparent. This is probably top 3 to 5 level material that I've seen from him. A custom rib speed flex, not exactly a honeycomb pattern, more of like a this almost kind of looks like a web pattern a little bit up here. So almost kind of like a barbed wire.
I see like kind of like tire treads.
Tire treads is another way to go about it. Yeah, it's very, very nice. You get the 1.5 right on the back of the helmet as well. Guys, it's very, very simple. Non-photoed headliners. So that would be a 1 secondary headliner being Devontae Adams, or the remaining 5 non-photoed headliners, also known as hidden gems. Yeah. If you happen to win one of those items, Chinmay, we have 6 entries left for the Mahomes. Once those 6 entries and once those 11 boxes go by the doors, we'll figure out who 1.5 is going home to.
We'll see who wins it.
We will see who wins it, but we cannot find out, however, who's going to win it without getting ourselves into a dice roll. And one thing I can guarantee you guys, 1.5 will not be the number on the dice roll. There will be something severely going wrong if 15 ended up being our dice roll for the day. It can only go 6 through 12. Chinmay, it's a new year. He's a new man. He's, our last couple of shows we've done together, you have thrown 8 out the window. Yeah. Are you sticking with your new trend and your new number?
Sticking with the new trend and going with 9.
9. All right. Yeah. New year, new number, new man. So I'm gonna take your 8. I'm just gonna feel with lucky number 8 today, and it's gonna be 7. So what does this exactly mean for people tuning in? Well, for Chinmay and I, hopefully it doesn't mean really anything, but however, it can be something really, really lucky for you guys as we actually stay with the same dice number that we actually had. So what I mean by that is, if somebody gets hot today on the show, we end up randomizing the name 7 times around. 7 could be your lucky number if you end up getting in some winning divisional spots. So I'm actually going to adjust the chase wheel spin myself. Now, we have many great series that are going out there. The Weekend Warrior is back and ready to dive right into. We have 5 series, but there's one in particular that I really want to dive into with you guys first and foremost. And here we go. Right stuff and Ask the Host. So the Ask the Host was a fun thing that I ran last weekend. It was very popular, did very, very well. Now, the right stuff, you guys are going to be feeling very, very right when you get something in this series. We have 2 headliners, the Ryan Braun jersey, the former 2011 NL MVP, and Matt Olson, one of the best power hitters in the game of baseball today, the Atlanta Braves first baseman. Most importantly, though, Chinmay, Patrick Mahomes is not the only. Not the only one.
We're feeling generous this weekend.
Very generous. Arguably the 2 greatest quarterbacks of all time, talent-wise, career achievement-wise. I'll let you guys discuss that amongst yourselves in the chat. Certainly is up for discussion. But one thing you cannot say is up for discussion is who is the greatest and most accomplished quarterback of all time. Tom Brady. Tim Brady. The greatest quarterback of all time, the 7-time Super Bowl champion, is here on a Game Day Authentic. We're going to see his franchise once again in the Super Bowl coming up. Not this Sunday, but the following one after that. How you're going to get yourself into this series, for example. Once you get yourself into that Right Stuff series, instead of me telling you guys, I'll just show you this myself. It is a mixer series that has 4 different sports that are included in that. Let's see here. If you win an item that is not a photographed headliner, you will receive an entry for an authentic Tom Brady helmet at the conclusion of the series. So Chinmay, exact same rules and stipulations as the Patrick Mahomes. If you win anything that is not the Ryan Braun or the Matt Olson, you will end up getting yourself a chance at winning the Tom Brady.
It looks like a rep, but it does say authentic.
Yeah, so it is an authentic.
Yeah.
It is an authentic indeed. And look, Tom Brady on anything. Yeah. It could be Tom Brady on a game-worn sock, and it would go for...
And it would retail some serious dollars.
Yes, no, seriously, cleaned or uncleaned. A Tom Brady sock or anything else would seriously go for a lot of great coins. So we got the dice roll, we got the chase wheel spin, we got a couple chuckles out of all of us here. Now, the one last thing that I do want to show you guys is that, look, it's the weekend. And when you're available on the weekend and you're around for the weekend, you want to do what? Spend time with who? Your friends. Everybody could use an extra friend or two in their life, right? Well, you can actually make some friends, like a lot of people have here in the Ultimate Autographs community. So we have a wonderful promotion going on. We have done it every month for the last number of months.
Yeah.
Where you end up getting $50 off of your first order of $100 or more. Now, the said person that you can refer, Chinmay, can be anybody in your life. It could be an actual close personal friend, a coworker, whoever it might be. As long as it's $100 or more on their first order, you both get $50 in UA store credit, and you, the referrer, get a chance at a Bo Nix Game Day Authentic. Unfortunate for what happened for Bo Nix. I think that I would be willing to say that Denver would be the team representing the AFC this year if they had him last weekend. I guess we'll never know.
I think that's an interesting debate. The weather definitely played a big factor in that game at the end.
Yeah.
But Bo Nix for sure would have been an upgrade over Jarrett Stidham.
Without a doubt.
And me as a guy who is not exactly the biggest Bo Nix supporter, let me tell you, Bo Nix is a big upgrade over Jarrett Stidham.
Without a doubt. And again, maybe Bo Nix would have convinced Sean Payton to kick the field goal to go up 10-0 as well in that game, which ended up being the demise of Denver with the weather conditions and how that game played out. So Patrick Mahomes is better. The Grinch.
I think the helmet would be better.
Yeah, I was going to say the helmet was definitely better. I would agree, my friend. So there you go, guys. Also, last day of January, so keep this in mind. This is the final day that you guys can enter for this given month for that Bo Nix Game Day Authentic. After the 6 o'clock primetime show tonight, all the tallies will be counted in Chinmay. They did it again at home. A brand new company record, 35 total referrals we've done for the month of January. So keep kicking butt, guys. As Grinch is going to keep kicking butts in the comments saying, no, Mahomes is a better player than Brady. You know what? I've said that multiple times on air that talent-wise to the eye, I think that he's a more talented quarterback.
I think, you can debate,
Brady.
right? Like, better talent. Yeah, I think Mahomes is better. I think there are a lot of quarterbacks who you could argue are more talented in terms of skills than Tom Brady. In terms of accomplishments, though, it's hard to argue.
One of one. And look, I see a lot of people call Tom Brady, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I think, very similar in like career respects, where Kareem was a 6-time MVP, a 5-time world champion, a guy that played over 20 years in his career, won in 2 different spots.
6-time champion, I believe.
6-time champion?
Yeah, because he won 5 with the Lakers and one with the
Milwaukee. Yeah, so 6-time champion, 6-time MVP. Like Drake May. There you go. So, guys, if you want to have a chance at that Patrick Mahomes, this is the series that you're going to want to get into, Chinmay. 6 spots to go on the single $126 price point there. We have a single, double, and quad available, guys, with the 11 boxes left to go. So the greatest thing about these series as well, for those that are unaware, once we end up getting one of these series out of the room, more often than not, we're ready to rotate some new series through.
I'm going to push back a little bit on the Drake May comparison. May, he played a pretty relatively easy schedule this year. And look, played like he's going to be either first or second in the MVP race, right? Like, it's him and Matthew Stafford. It's going to be one of them is going to be the MVP of the league, and May is playing in the Super Bowl. I think May, in Drake May's season in his first Super Bowl appearance is better than Tom Brady's first season when the Patriots won the Super Bowl with Brady. That being said, Brady at the tail end of his career put up astronomical numbers, right? He set the touchdown record with Randy Moss. He won 2 Super Bowls in the end with beating, the Falcons, then beating the Chiefs again with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Rosters aside, I think Brady is still extremely talented. The big thing with Tom Brady for a lot of his career was that he would always take slight pay cuts. He was never like the highest paid quarterback in the league, but he played like one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
He always showed up the most when it mattered the most.
Yeah.
And for more often than not, for Tom Brady, and when you end up getting 7 rings, and again, I'm definitely on the side of you where Brady was a significantly better quarterback after the age of 30 than he was prior to his age 30. Yeah. So, if you just cut off the career, because Patrick Mahomes as of right now is 30, if you had to put their career resume side by side through age 30,
right,
both with the same amount of Super Bowl rings, but their stats, and again, you can say that they're different eras, and that's fine to some degree, but at the same time, talent-wise, and just career numbers-wise, Mahomes blows Brady out of the water.
Sure, absolutely.
When it comes to career, individual statistics, through age 30. But again, that's not the only quarterback you can say that about either when it comes to Brady. But
yeah, like there was a good people will remember this, and as a Packers fan, I'll remember this. Aaron Rodgers had that throw on the sideline to Jared Cook when the Packers beat the Cowboys in I believe it was 2016 season, 2017 playoff, something like that. And there was a people say like, oh, like Rodgers is the best quarterback, or like Rodgers is better than Brady or whatnot. And there was a scout who basically said like, Tom Brady can't make that throw. Like that throw that Aaron Rodgers made, Tom Brady's not making that throw.
Yeah.
But Tom Brady has made 15 throws before in the game to where the Patriots aren't in that position where he would have to make that kind of throw.
Yeah, there's no quarterback in NFL history that I think between the numbers and situationally was better than Tom Brady in terms of making a throw when you needed it. And at the same time, just, again, being able to read defenses pre-snap, being able to read them post-snap, and adjusting on the fly.
Right.
And again, there was a reason why that he went in the 6th round of his draft, because he just wasn't gifted with God-given, attributes and physical abilities. It all had to come from, up in the dome upstairs. So all of these guys, however, that we have left as photoed headliners and a secondary headliner, you cannot say that about them. All of these guys were gifted with God-given great physical attributes and traits. These skilled position players headline our lottery series, Chinmay, nearly 50% on the ratios. 5 headliners, 11 boxes to go. And we have a guaranteed double up in here, despite one of them being a college helmet. So for those that are unaware, if you ever get college level jerseys or helmets, whatever the case might be, mixed in with a lot of our helmets, Chinmay, we always go by tenure for what they play in the NFL.
Yeah, if it's not the college, if it's not a college specific series,
yes,
it's a pro series, we go by the tenure.
Yes, sir, 1,000%. And
by the way,
yeah,
Mike on a Packers helmet. Have not seen that.
You haven't yet, huh?
Have not seen that. I've seen Mike on the Cowboys before.
Interesting. Okay.
Have not seen Mike on a Packers helmet.
Well, I mean, it's a Saturday morning. There had to be some kind of Packers.
Sure.
You wouldn't have shown up today if there wasn't a Packer in the headliners. You would still be in bed right now. You'd be still catching some Z's at home if there wasn't a Packer. So hopefully, just hearing Micah Parsons and Packers get some of you guys in the break room to hear that. Again, I agree with Chinmay. I have seen Micah on a few occasions, but we do get him primarily more on Dallas Cowboys gear. So it is really good to see him represent his new franchise going forward. Not just Micah Parsons, but how about Terrell Davis, former MVP running back, class of 2017 Hall of Fame class, one of the nicest dual colored speed flexes that we have. Yep. I really like how it cuts off top and bottom here with the white at the bottom, the orange crush at the top. Again, the Denver Broncos, one of the more premier franchises in the NFL. Their most prominent spot was one Terrell Davis did play in the 90s, those John Elway, Rod Smith, Shannon Sharp-led offenses. One of the greatest offenses in NFL history. Speaking of one of the greatest offenses in NFL history, how about one of the more consistent offensive players in NFL history outside of a broken clavicle to start his 2025 season? Mike Evans would still have the streak alive. I believe the number was what? He had 10 years, like 9 or 10 years of 1,000-yard seasons.
I think it's 11.
11. So for number 13 in Mike Evans, the second that Mike Evans retires, he will have a statue erected in his honor down at Raymond J. Stadium in Tampa Bay. The greatest Tampa Bay Buccaneer of all time on a beautiful, let's see, how do I want to put this? Retro.
11 seasons 11 of 1,000 or more.
Very nice. Very nice for Mike Evans. A retro speed flex right there for Mike Evans. The creamsicle, I always like to call this the Robin Hood flex because that's just the type of Buccaneer that it looks like. Again, probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite looking lid that we get here at UA. Bijan Mustard Robinson certainly took the college world by storm in his short stint that he had as a Texas Longhorn, and he has been even more impressive in the pros coming off of a 2,000-yard collective season from scrimmage for Bijan Robinson. Just talked about Micah Parsons, the current Green Bay Packer. How about a former Green Bay Packer amidst the secondary headliners and Devontae Adams? It's Tay time here in the break room, number 8 all time in touchdown catches, and at the young age of, I believe, 34, 35, he led the league in touchdown receptions for the 3rd time in his career, Chinmay, and he's done it for a 3rd different team.
Yeah.
Did it with the Raiders, did it with your aforementioned Packers, and now this season for the Los Angeles Rams. So if you guys did not catch this a little bit earlier, if you want to have a chance at Patrick Mahomes, this is a little different than the Brady. Now, yes, if you win the Devontae Adams, or if you win any of the other 5 non-photoed headliners, yes, you get a chance at a Mahomes entry, but also on top of that, guys, you are also going to take a trip to the Hopper. Now, I feel like back at the turn of the century, the Hopper, I feel like had like a different definition to it. I think that was like another phrase for like a bathroom, like, oh, I got to hit the Hopper.
Yeah.
Something along the lines of that. Well, that's not the case here. You're not exactly, you're not heading to the bathroom here. You're heading to this bad boy. So if you end up winning an item that, again, is a non-photoed headliner, you're going to get a chance at one of the mystery balls inside of this hopper here. And on this little cheat sheet that I have in front of me, this actually has an undisclosed amount that's going to be added to your UA account. And Chinmay, the one thing I will disclose, we have the highest dollar amount still available in this hopper, $350 in UA store credit. Every other ball in this hopper, however, is a triple-digit number. Okay. So very, very good spot to get yourself some UA store credit. So let's say best case scenario, guys, because again, let's look at the glass being half full instead of it being half empty here. $350, let's say that you land that. Chinmay, that's a little bit more actually than 3/4 of a spot of a quad spot. Hell, that's 2 spots for a single right there. So if I were you guys, obviously I would look to get into the double, if I'll be honest, because that is basically a free double entry, and you pocket $100 in UA store credit on top of that, just about. And you have a chance of going after Bijan Robinson and Mike Evans and the photo headliners. And if you don't get one of those 2 guys, well, guess what? You can end up winning an item in the non-photoed, which could get you that lotto ball and an entry for Patrick Mahomes. So the reason why I like series like this, Chinmay, the possibilities are endless, my friend.
You can get plenty of stuff back. You end up winning an item. You could end up winning Mahomes at the end of it.
Let's continue to mosey on here throughout the rest of the UA live break room. This is the other series that we will be focused on here today at UA, and that is the right stuff. And you know, for you and I being baseball fanatics, especially me on my end of the spectrum here, I'm always the type of guy whenever I can smell the pine tar, I can smell the rosin in my nose. Guys, we're actually less than 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting. Right around February 10th, as soon as it starts to hit double-digit days in the month of February, pitchers and catchers start to report to Arizona and Florida, which, by the way, shout out to the White Sox, my baseball team. They made a nice acquisition this morning, replacing Luis Robert Jr. in center field by signing Austin Hayes, veteran outfielder of the Cincinnati Reds last season, to a 1-year, $6 million contract. So let's see how that goes. A nice little low risk, potentially high reward. He was a league average hitter last year, Chinmay.
Yeah.
I think he had 15 bombs, hit like 266, something like that.
Better than league average.
He mashes left-handers. That's what Austin Hayes is known for. And then they signed Munetaka Murakami, obviously the big-time Japanese import. They signed Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's going to be closing out games for them. So the Sox have had a nice little offseason for themselves. A team that has had a very quiet offseason, they've actually been known more, Chinmay, for dealing some of their top end-of-the-line players. The Milwaukee Brewers. Now, Brewers fans, look, we live geographically just a state down here in Illinois, because that's how, the map works in the United States. Illinois is south of Wisconsin. And, you have your affiliation with your Packers up there, despite not being a resident up there.
Right.
However, I will tell you, as somebody that did live in Wisconsin for parts of 4 years, they absolutely love their brew crew up there. It is a Packer state. Make no mistake about it. College sports are very, very relevant in Wisconsin as well. But when Milwaukee is going right for the Brewers, you could argue that they're the top attraction in the state. They love their brew crew up there.
Have been to a Brewers game.
Great time.
Great ballpark.
Great ballpark, yeah. Now it's...
It felt like I was at a Cubs game, though.
The classic, Wrigley North.
Wrigley North.
As Cubs fans like to call it.
Felt like Wrigley North.
So, Bernie the Brewer going down the slide. Yeah, the retractable roof. It's a fun American Family Fun Field.
I think it's American Family Field.
American Family Field, yeah. It's Miller Park, up in Miller Park.
It's always Miller Park.
Yeah, just like it's the Cell down on the south side. It will forever be. So it's a generational thing. Speaking of a generational thing, 1 generation ago for Brewers fans, their most recent MVP winner.
Yeah.
And I lied. Actually, Christian Yelich, the most MVP winner. The guy before that was Ryan Braun, number 8, the 2011 MVP. His first year on the Hall of Fame ballot will actually be coming up next season for number 8 in Ryan Braun.
We'll see if he gets in.
So that'll be an interesting case.
Interesting debate.
It'll be very interesting just because of, certain off the field things with him, but a very, very popular fan favorite up in Milwaukee, but an uber talented player, a guy at his peak, Chinmay, a guy that was a true
Everyone knows who
player.
Ryan Braun is.
Yeah, Ryan Braun, very popular player in the 2010s. Matt Olson. Braves fans were absolutely devastated when Freddie Freeman went to the dark side. He signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers 3 seasons ago, and it's worked out pretty well for Freddie Freeman. He's won 2 World Series in that time, Chinmay, as well as a World Series MVP. But how about Matt Olson? Matt Olson certainly has not been a bad contingency prize, to say the least. A guy that has been consistently one of the best defensive first basemen, one of the best power hitters. Those are the 2 primary things you need to do at first base. You need to catch the ball, and you need to put the ball over the wall, and he does that better than just about anybody. On an autographed bat here, 2 headliners, 10 boxes to go, guys. 4 spots in that single, and do not forget, ladies and germs, to put the chase wheel spin down at the bottom, Rob. There we go. The right stuff and ask the host. Good God, dude. I'm sorry. I don't recognize my face without the mustache,
stash?
the stash anymore. Yeah. The dirty stash is now gone. So now I'm gonna have to start getting carded when I go out to bars again. Oh my God. I feel like I just.
Is that? Were you not getting carded? That's like this is like a hallmark of.
That's why I kept it.
It's like the hallmark of old, like that's like when you start to know that you officially have started getting old.
Yeah.
Is when they don't ask for your ID yet going into the bar.
Or if you're considered a regular of a certain spot, it's just kind of like if they know you by name, then that's kind of how you know you're starting to.
That's a little bit different, though.
That's how you know you're starting to develop a problem.
That's a little bit different. Like, yeah. That's a little bit different.
No, but 100% though. No, I try to use my voice. I try to use my voice as my, can I on the rocks, please, a little maker's mark to start my day. So I don't know. It was like a spur of the moment decision for me yesterday, man.
Okay.
I don't know. Things were kind of getting, again, I was in a I was really under the weather yesterday.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted something to switch me up. Wasn't doing a whole lot. I was resting on my laurels yesterday. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this a somewhat productive Friday for myself. Just ended up chopping off the mustache, and then it turns out I lost 2 pounds after chopping it off because it was getting fluffy. Somebody that you could describe as fluffy. I would not advertise ever describing another human being as fluffy. But how about Nikola Jokic? He's a fluffy sized human being.
Came back last night.
In a big time way. Against the Los Angeles Clippers. The poor Clippers, man. They've actually been gaining a lot of traction and a lot of steam. 18-3 were the Clippers over their last 21 games going into last night's contest. But again, they ran into Batman's most notorious villain. They ran into the Joker. He made a return to Gotham, also known as the Mile High City in Denver, and he dominated. Just 25 minutes on a minute's limit. Chinmay and I were talking about it going into the show. NBA said, according to one of their social media posts, I got to tag the people where I get the stat from. Didn't come up with this on my own. 30+ points, 10+ rebounds, 5+ assists. No man has ever posted that in NBA history in 25 minutes or less. It was done last night by Nikola Jokic. Any statistical feat that you want to see done in a single game, this man is probably done in the NBA. So, a 3-time MVP, should have been 4. I will say that every single time on air. Should have been a 4-time MVP. A 2022 world champion in the NBA. Raises first and only LOB, looking to do so again this year. Chinmay, I'd be willing to say, and this was the conversation going into the year about Denver, is that this is their most talented roster that they have on paper going into this year. Moving on from Michael Porter Jr., shout out to MPJ. Used as the number 1 option in Brooklyn, probably going to be a first-time All-Star, but they brought in Cam Johnson. They got a legitimate backup size and help in Jonas Valanciunas. They have a very good bench. Peyton Watson has evolved. Jalen Pickett has developed very well. So as long as Cam Johnson comes back healthy, Aaron Gordon stays healthy, I think that they have as good a chance as anybody to win the NBA title this season.
I agree with the second part of your comment that they're absolutely a contender as long as Jokic is on the floor. This is probably on aggregate, yes, their best roster. Their championship team was obviously better in terms of results. I think they lost some bench pieces from that title team that they tried to replace with the Peyton Watsons, the Jalen Pickett's, the Julian Strothers. Like, they tried to replace them too early with those guys. And now those bench players are starting to elevate into their own, while they also have Cam Johnson and some of these other players. So I would say yes, on aggregate they are better because those players got the jump that they needed to. Mm-hmm. I still think their title team is the better team.
Yeah, hey,
because they marched through that postseason without any concerns.
It don't mean a thing without the ring, right?
Yeah.
I agree. But then again, the level of competition in the West at the time, obviously you have OKC now, but more than just OKC, you have Houston, you have San Antonio. So very legitimate title contenders out west.
But Luka Dončić and the Lakers.
And Luka in the playoffs is a different breed. I think it's I don't see the Lakers getting past the first round of the playoffs because of their level of deficiencies on defense. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. But again, we'll see when the time comes.
You have
that's
guys
why you play the games.
You have guys that are, playoff giant killers like Luka, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
These guys, they just win playoff games.
Yep. And we'll see how that transpires when April comes around. And when April comes around, this guy, well, he's going to be on ESPN with the Manning cast, always giving his wonderful insight from his wonderful, gigantic forehead. And that's Peyton Manning. He's more than just a guy with a big brain and a big forehead. He's the guy that put up the most regular season MVPs in NFL history. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5. An entire hand. Look at both your hands right now, all 24 of you at home. That's how many MVPs Peyton Manning ended up putting in each one of those hands throughout his entire career. 2 championships as well, 1 in each conference, 1 out on top with this team in the Mile High City for the Denver Broncos. Hey, for my Colorado residents out there, for my fans of Denver sports teams, this is the break for you guys in this weekend warrior.
Jokic and Peyton.
Doesn't get much better than that, my friend. Last photo headliner we have before we talk about the 2007 Finals MVP who headlines the secondary headliners. How about Manny being Manny? A guy that flirted with almost 600 home runs in his career. I believe he finished with about 560, a little over 550. I know we're going to have our stat department. I want to say 561 for Manny Ramirez. I'm sure I'm off by quite a few, but it's
not that. You're not off by that many.
Okay.
555.
Damn it. Okay, I was like, I know it's like in that like range, but I mean, obviously, he hit the biggest one of his career with the White Sox, the only one that he ever had, off of Max Scherzer. I'll never forget that one. But Manny being Manny, one of the 5 best right-handed hitters I've ever seen in my lifetime. One of the clutchest hitters in MLB postseason history as well. A guy that has won a World Series MVP in 2004 that broke the curse of the Bambino with the 04 Boston Red Sox. Broke into the league as a very, very, I think he was 20 years old when he made his debut with the Cleveland then Indians back in the day in the early to mid 90s. Made a couple World Series appearances with them. Absolutely awesome stuff.
That would be a Red Sox hit.
Yeah, for a Boston Red Sox hit, longest tenured for Manny Ramirez. A guy, by the way, a great documentary if you want to go back and watch on Netflix depicting that entire 2004 team, Shinmei. Really interesting thing, going into that 04 year, there was a ton of rumors, misconceptions, bad blood going on, primarily with Nomar Garciaparra, who was the face of the franchise. He was basically Boston's adopted son. They loved Nomar. And there was a lot of trade rumors going around. Manny Ramirez felt like he was being slighted because he hadn't gotten extended. And there was a trade on the table where Manny Ramirez was actually going to be sent to my Chicago White Sox. A part of a trade that would have sent Maglio Ordonez. It was a part of a 3-team trade.
Okay.
John Lester would have been sent to Texas. This was a part of this big 3-team trade between... Oh, no. Manny would have been sent to Texas. Garciaparra would have been sent to the White Sox. And then Alex Rodriguez would have been sent to the Boston Red Sox. So there was like this big-time trade that almost went down there. So interesting stuff. And again, that was the era that we grew up in watching baseball. Red Sox and Yankees at their peak in 04. That rivalry... was probably the best time in baseball. It was the late 90s, early to mid 2000s. So that's where this guy shined as well, guys. Final headliner, though, we got Tony Parker, the Hall of Fame Frenchman. I guess you can now say the second most talented French player in Spurs history. I suppose. I just love Tony P, man. Greg Popovich gave this guy the keys to running the franchise alongside Tim Duncan. He would always say about Tony Parker, in now years later in championship interviews for championship teams that they won together, even talking about Tony in private interviews, would say, he said, you're going to sink or swim. He's like, I'm not waiting a couple years for you to figure it out. And also, truth be told, he had a very old Mario Ellie, or he had Speedy Claxton, or guys that were very either serviceable or below average. He had an old Avery Johnson, not guys that were exactly above average point guards. So he's like, you got to figure this out. We used a first round pick on you. And then he took the keys and he ran away with it.
That Tony Parker mid-range, that'll get you.
Yep, and then he eventually became actually a pretty decent jump shooter, which is crazy about TP, because when he played in basically the golden age of big men in the early 2000s, primarily the late 90s, but also the early 2000s as well, he made a living by living in the paint, by living in the mid-range, like you said, which made it that much more impressive. So guys, now here's the thing. Can you let me know who has the 2 spots in the quad? I believe Walter McCauley is one of them.
So Walter McCauley and Jeremy Hardwick have the 2 spots in this Weekend Warrior quad. And this is the only break that's up because there are 4 headliners there, and all 4 are in different division slots.
Yeah.
So you can't double up on any of them, but 4 different spots will win the headliners.
Correct. So for Jeremy and for Walter, you guys feel free to let me know. Do you feel comfortable with having 6 other people jump in, which hopefully this is the Ask the Host, wink, wink. I haven't seen anybody ask me yet, but I'll be one to kiss and tell here. The second part of the Chase Wheel Spin, we have 336 spots left for a quad spot, 6 spots remaining. Once we get all 6 spots filled, we're cleared out. $50 back in store credit, guys. We're taking $50 off of each and every one of those final 6 break spots. So if you're feeling yourself this morning, you want to buy out those last 6 spots, you do 50 times 6 at home. That's how much you're going to end up saving. What is that? 50 times 6.
That's $300.
$290, $300, somewhere in that range. So you end up getting that back in store credit. So it's $50 off of every single spot for that quad in the Weekend Warrior, unless Jeremy and Walter want to switch their spots to the double. Then if they end up doing that, then that would end up repurposing itself to that. Then we would close out the final double for that Weekend Warrior. So, but I would need both guys to agree on that as well. So Walter and Jeremy, I know you guys have been waiting since last weekend for the Weekend Warrior for you guys as well. Chinmay and I, we just looked at it. We got a brand new series waiting out there.
Brand new Weekend Warrior series is out there.
It's starting to collect dust, guys. So
there are a lot of new series. We're on the precipice of a lot of new series. Once this lottery closes out, we give away the Mahomes. There will be a new series coming. Once this Right Stuff closes out, we give away Tom Brady. There will be a new series coming. Once we get this Weekend Warrior out of the way, there will be a new Weekend Warrior series coming. So there are plenty of series that are on the precipice of getting out the door here, and then we can get some new series in, get those new headliners in for you guys looking for those fresh headliners.
Absolutely.
And Michael, yes, the lottery double did happen in the midnight show.
Yes, it kicked off the midnight show, Mike. Ronnie Sayer, who else, right? Ronnie Sayer, the Slayer, 18 and 21 minute mark there, MP. He ended up winning a Le'Veon Bell rep?
Yeah,
and a Dre Greenlaw rep.
I haven't seen a Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
In a long time.
Yeah, we're starting to switch things up here, add a couple different things. We've also been getting this has also been the celebrity spot as well for a lot of former NFL players.
Okay.
We had Maurice Jones-Drew last weekend. We ended up having Steve Largent stop by on Thursday, and we got a former Chicago Bears Super Bowl winner. He's going to be stopping by the Ultimate Autograph Studios at some point this upcoming week. So, guys, come through. Guys, come through. This is the spot to be for all of your sports memorabilia needs. So again, guys, these are the top 3 series that we'll be focusing on as we continue throughout the day here. Brand New Jersey series, more or less. We've only done 3 breaks so far in this particular series.
But all the headliners are intact.
That's what matters, right? All the headliners are still fully intact and loaded to go. And I can already see right off the bat that our guy is in here. as a photo headliner with a particular shade of blue that we'll talk about in just a second. 6 to go on the single, 7 to go on the double, $29 price point on that single, $58 on that double. I like that we're doing the jersey doubles and that we've been doing the jersey doubles. Really, really good price point to get into on these jerseys, guys. Like Chinmay said, every single photo headliner is remaining. 13 headliners, 27 boxers. Baker Mayfield. Let's make ourselves up a W to start off our day here with this first break. Why not? Lowest price point to get in on, like I said, 29 on the single, 58 on the double. For a guy who, not too often can you say in NFL history or sports history, Chinmay, that a former 1-1 pick has turned into one hell of an underdog story.
Yeah.
And that's what Baker Mayfield has done, from becoming a former Heisman Trophy winner to becoming a first overall pick to becoming the face of progressive. with all the commercials that he's done. But, through injuries, through trials and tribulations, he just seems to be a guy that, he's almost kind of like Rudy in a way, where it's like he wears a chip on his shoulder.
Similar.
He has this underdog tenacity to him. And it's led to him being one of the more successful quarterbacks in the NFL the last couple of years.
Sure. He's, I believe, entering this season, he had thrown the most touchdown passes over the previous 2 seasons in the league. He was the league leader in touchdowns if you combined the previous 2 seasons entering this season. A lot of injuries for Tampa Bay. Baker had a couple injuries as well. I think he bounces back in a big way next year. We see that offense take its full form. Todd Bowles finally adjusting some stuff on that staff. It's a big year for the Bucs in 2026. They got a lot of things to figure out.
Oh yeah,
with Tampa Bay there.
Oh yeah. Good morning, guys. I got to admit that the Mayfield jersey looks good in person. Sounds like somebody knows a thing or two about that. Mr. McCall,
right.
Ryan McCall. What's going on, buddy? McCall. Yeah, but a lot of things to definitely figure out. Were you surprised that they kept Todd Bowles around after the way that they finished the season? I think they lost 7 of 8 to close the year in Tampa Bay.
I think surprised. No. I would not have been shocked. That was like 50-50 for me. Like, I can see the reason to keep him. I can see the reason to get rid of him.
Yeah.
I just think there were so many injuries that the Bucs ultimately just ran out of gas. Like, ultimately, the players who were playing just ran out of gas.
4 straight NFC Southern Division titles won by the boards. Carolina Panthers will look to defend their title next season. Big shout out to Bryce Young, Dave Canales, and company. It looks like they're building a nice, solid core down there in North Carolina. Well, staying in the NFC, traveling to the different part of the hemisphere of the country, however, going to Davante Adams, a guy who, I hate to say this, man, just continues to pile up losses in the conference championship games. Davante Adams still winless in conference championship games, but certainly not through any fault of his own, especially this season, because you know why, Chinmay? He is not allowed to play defense. Not that he's not allowed to, it's just that he doesn't play defense. And he did everything that he could this postseason. He battled through injuries a lot during the second half of the season, was still the NFL's leader in touchdowns. He's a secondary headliner in that lottery series as well.
Yeah.
One of the most talented pass catchers in the game. A guy that is seemingly, despite being hampered by injuries at times the last couple of years, he's really defied time with his production.
Sure.
He's been one of the more productive, later into his 30s, career type of wide receiver in recent memory.
Yeah, he's definitely, going to be in Hall of Fame consideration. Probably will be a Hall of Famer given the number of touchdowns that he's hauled in. A little bit of a tangent though, because this always seems to be a conversation with the Rams when they exit the playoffs over the last few seasons. They got to run it back, right? There's no way that Matthew Stafford after this season pulls the plug and says, I'm out of here. And Sean McVay says, yeah, like I think I've done enough. Like, they got to run it back. They were on the doorstep. They're on the doorstep of another Super Bowl appearance.
Yeah, of course.
They got to try to run it back.
Of course. Needs a Super Bowl to guarantee him in the Hall of Fame. That's an interesting case.
I don't entirely disagree, but I also think like there's a lot of players who don't have a Super Bowl.
Who never won. Yeah.
Who are still Hall of Fame players.
Again, it's a team game at the end of the day. He's one guy on a 52-man roster. So it's just kind of like how much can you... Again, skill position wise for Davante Adams, I think that there's moments for him.
Calvin Johnson's a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, of course.
Calvin Johnson never played in a Super Bowl.
Never came close.
Right. So I don't think the Super Bowl is the end all be all.
I agree for sure. No, I disagree. Dan Marino. Yeah, I mean, Dan Marino's another great case.
Yeah.
Dan Marino's kind of like the poster child of an all-time great player who never won the Super Bowl, made it to a Super Bowl in his second season, but never ended up winning one.
Yeah,
so.
I think the only and I also like even for quarterbacks because you got guys like Dan Marino who have never won a Super Bowl who clearly deserve to be in the Hall of Fame
for sure.
I think for quarterback, I can see the argument for having a Super Bowl more than I can see it for like a skill guy. Because like Davante Adams can only impact the game when Davante Adams has the ball.
Yeah.
A quarterback impacts the game every single offensive snap. Little bit greater impact. He's more of a driver of the team's success than a receiver or running back.
1,000%. Can't make plays if the ball ain't coming your way. And the ball was going this guy's way a lot this past season and every year that he's been in the NFL. Now into his third year, Bijan Mustard Robinson. Number 7 down in the ATL for the Atlanta Falcons. Guys, he's a photoed headliner in the lottery series.
Yeah, get the Texas Bijan helmet to go with the Falcons Bijan jersey.
Hook him, baby. Hook him with Bijan Robinson, one of my favorite players in the league to watch. Talk about a Hall of Fame level talent. Very, very early on to say, but my goodness, his talent. I mean, fingers crossed that there's no injuries that come across his way, but as long as he stays on this trajectory, Chinmay, there's absolutely no way that Bijan does not have that level of talent as his career progresses along. Adrian Peterson never was in a Super Bowl. Are you saying that he's not a Hall of Famer? Yeah, so I mean, No,
AP is a Hall of Famer.
AP is a Hall of Famer as well.
I think the Super Bowl thing is not a criteria.
Yeah, I mean, it really does depend. Because again, look, it's a team sport at the end of the day. Now, the postseason format's very different for football because it's a one and done in the setting compared to other different sports. But look, it's a classic case of like, would you rather take Steve Kerr's career in the NBA or would you rather take Russell Westbrook's? You'd rather take Russell Westbrook as the player. I'm sorry, Steve Kerr was in the right place at the right time. He was a contributor, but the guy wasn't a driving force. He's not on the same planet as a guy like a James Harden or a Russell Westbrook.
Right.
In terms of the individual talent, he's not anywhere near the same caliber of player. It was never asked.
But I think that's a different question than is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I'm just saying in terms of like doing a ring count compared to looking at a player's body of work individually, having success in championships elevates you for that, but at the same time with the body of work that you have individually in your own lengthy resume like a Dan Marino, like it's not his fault that he didn't have enough talent around him
100%.
throughout his career.
100%.
Same with Barry Sanders. Like Barry Sanders is the primetime case of that as well. Again, him being a running back, how much weight could he actually carry? Couldn't play defense, didn't play special teams, so it's like, how much can you really do? So it's but again, that's great water cooler talk. That's why we're here. Great open for discussion.
Like for receivers, it's clearly like, look, Calvin Johnson never played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Randy Moss didn't win a Super Bowl. Played in some, never won any, but he's clearly a Hall of Famer, right? Terrell Owens played in the Super Bowl, but he's a Hall of Famer.
I don't know how he's. I don't know how.
Well, he's not in for reasons other than his football stuff.
He got Belichicked as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are guys who are clearly Hall of Famers who have never won a Super Bowl. So that's a bad criteria. I think if there's any position that would even be considered a criteria, it would be quarterback. I don't think it should be, but I can see the argument for quarterback.
I think it's a good point, though, by Ryan, saying that running backs and wide receivers need to be unstoppable like Megatron or a ring. He falls in the Steve Smith category, game changers, gets snubbed as well. Look, I'll say that and here's the thing about Steve Smith, to make the easiest case for Steve Smith.
I'm fine to, like, super curtail all the Hall of Fames.
Yeah,
I mean, make it, like, exclusively exclusive.
Yeah.
But then you're talking about, like, maybe, 40 or 50 players get in.
Yeah. And look, if that was...
And I'm fine to do that.
But the problem is that if the precedent for that was not set from the outset, then it just completely discredits guys that, if you start changing your mind, or let's say the Hall of Fame committee starts being much more strict in its criteria, then that'll completely leave the door open for all the guys in the past that got in on a not as strict criteria, So with that being said, like a guy like Steve Smith, my best case for him, what did Jake Delhomme ever do in his career without a guy like Steve Smith? One of the worst quarterbacks this century to make a Super Bowl in 2003. A guy that had 5 turnovers in a Super Bowl. And Steve Smith ended up winning a Triple Crown one year, one of 3 wide receivers to do that this century. So, it's all open for discussion. Bless you. We getting some orders in over there?
Yeah, we're getting some movement in the lottery series, getting some movement in the minis, getting some movement in the jersey series as well. But we're 4 to go in that mini double and 5 to go in that lottery series.
Awesome. Keep it moving, guys. Keep the gravy train moving here in the Ultimate Autographs Live studio. Rob and Chinmay right by your side. What's going on, Jay August? Said Belichick got caught cheating twice. In baseball, he can join the Hall of Fame when he is dead. Yeah. Blunt, but unfortunately not entirely inaccurate. Look, baseball is an entirely different spectrum of getting in the Hall of Fame. I think that's the most convoluted system on getting into the Hall of Fame is through baseball.
Yeah.
There's a lot more stipulations for that. I'm not as familiar with the voting. I would say the NBA is the easiest level of criteria to get into.
But only because
out of all the major sports.
But only because it's a basketball hall.
Yeah.
So your college accomplishments get put in, your international accomplishments get put in.
It's a good point.
Like Carmelo Anthony, he's clearly like he has the NBA accolades. He's in there because of his Olympics and Syracuse. You throw in the Syracuse and Olympic stuff, like he's clearly in. So that stuff matters too for the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 100%. And again, that's the criteria for that given sport, right? So, if that's everything that's accompanied into it, because like you said, it's a Basketball Hall of Fame, not just an NBA Hall of Fame, then yeah, that has to go into it. Like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has the most Olympic gold medals, in international play. That's going to factor into his Hall of Fame candidacy. And of course, he would have been a Hall of Famer regardless without that. But so on and so forth to add on to that. Couple other jerseys that we got here. All of these jerseys here, you want to take the edge off on a Saturday morning? Add some Edgerrin James into your life, number 32, the former multiple-time Pro Bowl back with the Indianapolis Colts. Jason Witten. I haven't seen a Jason Witten myself. Now, I know he pops through the UA break room. But I haven't actually seen one in person before.
I haven't seen a jersey. I've seen a Jason Witten mini.
Okay.
And I've actually seen a Jason Witten Raiders helmet.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that goes along with their series of, wait, he played here? That should be the title when that series. Wait, he played here? Wait, what?
I believe he was a secondary headliner. And so we thought he would be a Cowboy, but turned out he was a Raider.
One of my favorite pulls last week was a Ricky Williams rave authentic on a Baltimore Raven.
Nice.
I know, it's very, very odd. It's a vote. If one of the voters was from a team he cheated against, would you vote for him? Well, that's where the personal bias comes in, right? Like, that's going to be a thing. Look, if you're a Jets, Dolphins, or Bills fan, right, you're obviously going to have, or any coach,
I think if
against Belichick, you're going to have a bias
if you
for any AFC team.
I think there's any Hall of Fame voter in any sort of capacity.
Oh, don't get me started on KD, please.
I think if you don't vote for somebody, you should have to outline why.
Yeah, I cannot. You know what? One of my least favorite things is about like media or
I don't think you
voting?
need to I don't think you need to gloat and go all high and mighty.
Yeah,
but I think if you're the only one. Right, like if it's like, let's say there's 100 votes.
Why not?
It's like 97-3. Right, the 3 people who didn't vote for him, it's fine. It's your vote. Like you don't have to go with all these people, but you should at least be able to say why you didn't vote for somebody.
Yeah. No, I mean I think it's only fair, and it's only fair to the person as well, like Belichick, right? Getting an understanding is like, okay, you didn't put me in because of this, not because of now. I would actually even give more respect to the voter where it's like, well, I didn't respect the cheating. I didn't respect him as a person, blah, blah, blah. Even though he might be wrong on that. But, hey, at least you're honest and you're giving your reason why.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
At least we know your thought process behind it. I vote the more as the tiebreakers, not main reasons to get in. That's fair. Nathan said, Katie is overrated. All right, here we go. Time for the boxing gloves to get put on.
I have an interesting take on this.
Never seen a guy so good make a team he goes to every time worse. Go ahead, you take it first.
I have an interesting take on this.
Go ahead.
I think Kevin Durant is like one of the top 5 players in the NBA right now. Like if you were to say like, give me the top 5 players in the NBA, or at least it's a debate, right? He's clearly in the top 10, maybe top 5. Like we go, SGA, Jokic, Dončić. You start listing out guys, Giannis. Like maybe KD is not top 5, definitely top 10 to me.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't think Kevin Durant has shown that he can be the best player on a championship team. I don't think he's shown that in his career. Not from a production standpoint.
He's done it twice.
But from a leadership standpoint.
A leadership standpoint, I agree, but you don't have to be the best leader to be the best player.
He was finals MVP on the Warriors only because...
Twice.
Right. Only because of the production that he had. Because Steph... Like, the Warriors were built around Steph. You replaced Harrison Barnes with KD, and all of a sudden... everything changes, right?
And KD doesn't have to worry about getting doubled.
Right.
He doesn't have to Steph and Clay, and I understand that. Of course.
I think those are like I agree with what Nathan is saying in a way that like Kevin Durant has not improved. Like he chose Brooklyn. They granted there were some injuries there to Kyrie and Harden, so he's an inch away from going to the finals, right?
No, go ahead.
So like Brooklyn is a bit of a wash to me because he was hurt. They had some other injuries. Like the Kyrie situation got out of hand. Whatnot. Phoenix, he didn't really make better, despite him basically wanting to be traded there for a couple seasons. Right? They didn't improve. They ended up with the league's highest payroll and a sub 500 team that missed the play-in over 3 seasons.
Yep. Thanks to Bradley Beal.
Clear Hall of Famer, one of the all-time greatest players in the NBA.
Yeah.
From a basketball team leadership standpoint, I don't know if he can be your number 1.
Look, everything on that point is valid, and I'll try to surmise this as quickly as I can. All those points are valid. Like, you're not wrong whatsoever in your way of thinking. That's the general consensus about Durant. But here's the thing, right? A guy that at age 24 was the best player on a team that, look, by the way, they lost in 5 games to Miami in 2012.
Yeah.
Every single game in that series was decided by 3 possessions or less. Mm-hmm. That was about as close as a gentleman's sweep as you can get. And again, 24 years of age. Even when he lost
100%.
Harden over $4 million, they still ended up remaking a conference finals trip 1 win away. And that's to me, that's Durant's biggest black mark of his career, was that 3-1 blown lead to Golden State in the conference finals, because that changed the course of NBA history going forward. Now, of course, here's the thing. I do not want to, abolish what he did by going to Golden State whatsoever. That was an incredibly weak move, so on and so forth. But the guy was the best player on those. He was the best player on those teams, undoubtedly. Now, Steph Curry was the guy that stirred the drink, and that was Steph's team. He was the heart of the team. That's fine. And Durant was the hired gun. But he was still the best player. He averaged 35 a game in each finals back-to-back. And he was the best. He hit the biggest shots down the stretch in each one of those series. And look, did they need him? Did they need him? We'll never know. But at the same time, for a guy like Kevin Durant, the Brooklyn situation, when he signed with Kyrie, he actually got a lot of props for that.
Yeah.
When he ended up going to Brooklyn, because he wanted to erase the narrative about what he created in Golden State. He signed there even, with an Achilles tear that he suffered after the 19 finals. He came back. James Harden couldn't stay healthy when he got traded there. He wasn't healthy in the playoffs. He was playing on a bad hamstring, hence why he nearly carried Brooklyn to a finals appearance in 21, his toe on the line, we know that. Kyrie was out for most of that series. And then when Kyrie was there, he was other reasons why he wasn't on the court. I won't go into that. The Phoenix situation, when he got traded there, he played a total of 10 games with Phoenix after the post-trade deadline because he ended up slipping in warm-ups.
Yeah.
And he ended up hurting himself. So he played 10 games before they ended up going to a playoff series, which is disappointing against Minnesota. But Booker and him were the only 2 guys that showed up in that series. CP3 and DeAndre Ayton did not show up whatsoever, hence why they were gone that following season. And it wasn't his fault that they recruited Bradley Beal to come in for that situation because they had no wiggle room after that. Durant was the healthiest guy when he was there in Phoenix. He was healthier than Booker, and he was healthier than Beal during that season. So it's like, Durant, I understand his attitude, his reputation, his personality. But again, there's serious context that needs to be provided as well as to why a guy like Kevin Durant didn't win as much as, look, regardless, he's a 2-time champion. But Kevin Durant, I think, gets overly ostracized for who he is as a person, as a player. He's not a LeBron. He's not a Steph in terms of the leader. But he's a guy that is consistently dominant as this game has ever seen. He has averaged 20 points a game or more efficiently every single year since his rookie year. And he has had the best career in NBA history for somebody coming off of a post-Achilles tear.
100%.
For doing this at his age is unprecedented.
100%. 100%.
So I'm a big KD.
Nathan is saying he's also might be an Oklahoma City fan.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some bad vibes there. Yeah.
And that's fine.
We do have a mini break.
Let's do it. Let's do it, guys.
That's ready to go.
Let's do it.
The last thing I'll say, right, with Durant, I'll just say I agree with everything that you said. I still think Golden State, right? They won before him, they won with him, they won after him.
It doesn't make him look good.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't know that necessarily KD is he was the Finals MVP clearly, and he had the big shot in a couple of those finals to ice the series essentially. But I don't know that he was necessarily carrying that group.
2 numbers for the Blitz Mini, number 5, guys. Let's see if somebody can do a carry job here in this series. 11 and 21. Thank you, Mr. McCall. Appreciate you, Ryan. Gonna take that off the ticker. I didn't burn my Durant jersey, though. No worries. No, look, first of all, I appreciate you guys for creating this level of conversation. This is Chinmay and I's bread and butter. We love to talk with you guys about sports, so that was very enjoyable. 11 and 21, yes sir, ski.
We do have both boxes are available.
Awesome. So the minis, guys, going into this break, 20 boxes, 9 total headliners. Some good double up possibilities potentially on the way here. Guys like Ray Lewis, Warren Sapp, Tiki Barber, Lawrence Taylor, LaDainian Tomlinson. Thank you, Chinmay. Chinmay's not in the break, just acknowledging him. Isaac Bruce, Bijan Robinson. Those are all the other photoed headliners that we got for this series. 2 secondary headliners as well. Quick thing for Packers fan Trev. Oh, sorry about that. Trev and Jay August have very similar PFPs. Packers fans are coming out for Chinmay this morning.
Let's go.
This is coming from a Bucs fan during that 22 season when we won the championship. Every team gave us a run for our money, but I was most afraid of that Nets team that year.
Absolutely. And if Kyrie and Harden were healthy, they would have won the series.
They would have beat Milwaukee.
They would have won the series, right?
And hey, look, this is coming from a guy that was at Game 3 of the 21 Finals against Phoenix. Giannis's chase down block, which they were down 2-0 in that series against Phoenix, which changed the tide of that series.
Like, Durant has definitely had some situations where he could have shown that he was the alpha guy and that the pieces around him just didn't work out. But, like, you also have to look at, like, he did hitch his wagon to Kyrie Irving. These moves can't be ignored when talking of a player of this caliber.
100%.
And talking about his sort of standing. The big thing with Durant is, like, it's just he's a pure hooper through and through. Like, put him on a basketball court, the guy will dominate pretty much everybody, and he has for his entire career basically. The other stuff, though, that's kind of been his his downfall to a certain extent.
Yeah,
narrative wise, legacy wise, bit of a downfall, but clear first ballot Hall of Famer, not even a question.
Yeah, I just think that the hardest thing is for a guy like Durant is when he does get inducted is who is he going in with team wise? That's going to be the biggest question, because is OKC gonna welcome him back with open arms? We know that Westbrook, who he's gonna go in with, he is absolutely beloved there for staying with that franchise. So we'll see what goes on with that. So guys, first break of the morning. I can guarantee you this guy's Kevin Durant will not be in this box. I can guarantee you guys that right now. Let's see what we got. Blitz Mini number 5. Ryan McCall. Box caller magic potentially in the NFC West, in the North and the West. William Warden. What's going on, Bill? Good morning to you, pal. In the NFC South. Trevor Jurek in the NFC East. Matthew Fletcher, also known as the Florida Man, in the AFC North. Douglas Fonner. What's going on, Fuglin, wherever you might be on this very brisk and chilly Saturday morning in the AFC South. Bill Warden with the second spot in the AFC East. And Logan Kinney, first-time player Logan. Favorite player, favorite team? feel free to let Chinmay and I know what is up out there, my friend. Let's get ourselves into it right here, and we're gonna take a trip to the eastern part of the hemisphere here. We got ourselves a nice throwback on the mini here, throwback logo and all, for a guy that is a former MVP winner and the running back position.
Oh, nice.
Thurman Thomas, the Terminator.
Yes.
For William Bill Warden. Awesome hit there for Mr. Warden. Thurman Thomas on the throwback Bills logo right there. Awesome hit. Got the NFL certification, got the QR code as well. This is a Beckett cert on the back of the mini as well with that QR code. Great signature, an even better player, Thurman Thomas, a break room regular here at UA. Breaking out the orange Post-it notes that we got, color coordinating with the phone color here. You know, I've actually, Chinmay, I've been getting bullied a lot for my phone color for whatever reason, and I don't know how to feel about it, man. I like the orange. I like the orange. It's different. I want it to be different. Let's see here. Thurman Thomas moved different back in the day.
Yeah.
For the Buffalo Bills, obviously a part of 4 consecutive Super Bowl attending teams for the Buffalo Bills in the 90s. He will get the credit he wants if he can get another ring. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Look, if Durant ends up somehow, some way pulling off even if he makes the finals this year out of this Western Conference, because I think it's a formality. Whoever comes out of the West this year, Chinmay, will end up winning the title. Because I think that there's 4 teams in the West right now that are better than any team in the Eastern Conference, in my personal opinion. So I think it's a formality. So if somehow, some way Houston makes it out of the West and they win an NBA title, Durant's entire career arc and legacy just changes. He will be undoubtedly a top 10 player of all time if he ends up winning a ring this year. Yeah. Without a doubt. 21. Will we have a double up is the question, Chinmay. And now this guy, he might be, he could be, and it is going to be a double up, but not in the AFC East. The Warden is manning his post very well this morning. Mr. William taking a trip to the NFC South for a photoed headliner. The former Texas Longhorn, Bijan Mustard Robinson. 2 spots, bought 2 spots, 1 for William Warden. Nothing but W's in the chat. 2 W's in the name, 2 wins this morning. Awesome hit. I love this color scheme here. Again, this is another throwback lid for the Atlanta Falcons. This might remind you a little bit more of Jamal Anderson.
Yeah.
Back in the day for this type of color scheme. Deion Sanders, what have you, for the Atlanta Falcons. Very, very nice hits there, Mr. Warden.
Very nice hits.
So if that's not any indication on why you guys got to get your behinds in the break room, now is a better time than ever, because there is no better time than the present to play here in the UA Live break room. Even if you end up not being able to stick around through a vast majority of the show, you guys have other things that you have to get to on a Saturday. Regardless of how chilly it may or may not be out there for you guys. Hope you guys are staying warm. Got to buy your break spots. Got to stay in, buy your break spots, and see what goes on here in the UA Live break room. Nice hits, closer magic. Shout out to you, Ryan. Some box caller magic for William, thanks to your generosity. So, seeing where we're going next, guys. Just so these are the 3 top series that we are focusing on here going forward. The right stuff. 4 spots left to go in this single. $82 on the price point for this. You are playing for this Tom Brady prize right here. That is indeed on the table. That is the Game Day Authentic for Tom the Terrific. How you can end up getting an entry for that, we actually have, 6 to go?
Yeah.
6 to go for the entries for that Tom Brady.
6 entries.
6 entries left. So anything that is going to be a hidden gem hit could land you a Tom Brady entry. If you do not get a hidden gem hit, we still have the Ryan Braun jersey and the Matt Olson bat as well. Beautiful, beautiful price point. Less than $100 for either one of those is an absolute steal regardless. And hey, like I said, even if you don't end up landing yourself a photo headliner, you can get yourself a secondary as well. Moving right along here, guys. The lottery series as well. 11 boxes and 5 headliners with that. The Patrick Mahomes that you can see right here in the product cam. Bada bing, bada boom. Have a chance to win this bad boy right here as well. We have 4 great photoed headliners. The Davis, Evans, Robinson, and Parsons. Let's get Bijan out for a second time today. Devontae Adams as well in the secondary. If you land that Devontae Adams secondary or any other hitting gem, which is 5 other ones, you have a chance of entering yourself a chance for a Patrick Mahomes. Any replica helmets, again, is an entry for the Patrick Mahomes custom speed flex. Also, you get yourself a chance to get yourself some UA store credit in form of the hopper that I have below me here. The hopper has undisclosed money that we got going on in here.
We will disclose that info once we pull the lottery ball from the hopper.
But until then,
up to $350 in store credit that could come back to you.
I'm gonna pull up the John Cena until then. Can't see me, can't see the winning numbers. You guys have to play to get in and win. So, Weekend Warrior as well, calling out to Jeremy Hardwick and Walter McCauley. Guys, I know you've been sitting on those 2 quad spots in this Weekend Warrior. Perfect time to close out the series, guys. If we close out this quad at 336, Jokic, Manning, Manny Ramirez, and Tony Parker, a brand new Weekend Warrior drops. This Weekend Warrior stays up. This will go until next weekend, by the way, guys. Just a heads up. This will continue to stay on here as long as the series is up. Now, I'm calling out Walter and Jeremy because they have both of those spots in the quad. If you guys would like, if you would like to repurpose your quad spots into that double, you are more than able to do so. That would bring the double down to 4 if my math is correct for those double spots. And then we don't have to worry about the quads. We would do 2 doubles, and that is a different way of closing that out. It's a little bit more friendly of a price point. But because of that, guys, I understand that 336 can be a little daunting. If you buy any one of those quad spots for that Weekend Warrior Chinmay, you automatically get $50 off in-store credits.
Yep.
So I'm going to be definitely looking to move that as we continue to go along.
We still got that Peyton Manning authentic in there. We still got that Jokic jersey in there.
Big time stuff.
Still have Manny Ramirez on the baseball. And you still have Tony Parker in the secondary headliners, which probably will be on a jersey, I'm guessing, but could be a basketball. It's possible that it's a basketball. So we'll see what Tony Parker's on. But all headliners there, either photoed or secondary in that Weekend Warrior for these last 4 boxes. And no double-ups. They're all in different divisions. So you miss out on one headliner, you still have a chance at the other 3 in that quad box potential. But we go to a double, only 2 boxes come out at a time. Friendlier price point, but with the quad, you get 4 chances at the headliner. So
hell yeah,
it's all possible there in that quad. But if Walter and Jeremy decide, let's go to the doubles, we can look at doing the doubles.
Absolutely. Only one way to get that to happen, guys. Jeremy and Walter, you guys are out there. Feel free to let Chinmay and I know as this day goes along. We've had 1 break so far this morning here in the UA Live break room, and it came from this series, the minis. 8 headliners, 20 boxes left to go. Ray Lewis is one of the 8 headliners, one of the greatest defenders of the football all the time. Yes or no question, do you survive a Ray Lewis hit?
I survive it, but only for only to end up in the hospital for a couple weeks.
You go from a vertical state to a horizontal state permanently very quick.
I'm like it's basically like Galifianakis in The Hangover when he gets punched by Tyson.
Yeah.
It's basically an immediate drop.
Guy just took a hit from Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It's an immediate drop, and you're in the hospital for, I would probably be in the hospital for a couple weeks. We're talking full speed Ray Lewis, prime Ray Lewis full speed, right? Like the peak football hit from Ray Lewis.
Now I'll be nice. You do get full pads. I will be nice. So it's like you're actually.
Yeah, I think I survive.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine. Look, it's just at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We have certain fears and we have certain phobias. But man, getting tackled by Ray Lewis full speed has got to be up there for most people's fears.
Yeah. Even
grown men that were getting paid similar salaries as him on the other side of the football. I mean, this guy struck nothing but fear. Hell, when I was a kid and I used to play Madden 2005, even the cover of the game would give me fear.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, if I looked at that thing with 3D glasses and it looked like he was coming after me, I would drop it and run. Because Ray Lewis was such a scary linebacker back in the day. This guy quite literally went by the name of QB Killer. So if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what does. Warren Sapp, the 2013 Hall of Famer, graces the headlines as well, a part of the 2002 championship squad for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We had a triple sign Bucks helmet yesterday with Mike Allstott, Derek Brooks, and Warren Sapp. I played a game with Frankie as to how many players on that Bucks defense he could name.
I'm pretty sure he got all of them. Or pretty close to all of them. Not
really.
It wasn't on the spot, wasn't on the ball. That's very shocking for our. I still got to break in the new guy in a few things.
But Frankie is a little bit on the younger side.
He is a sports almanac though. That kid knows his stuff. Shout out to Frankie. He
knew a good amount of them. Like I gave him a few hints and he came around. I think he was just misplacing the Tampa Bay team.
What's going on, Nelly Belly? Good morning to you, my friend. He said, hey, Rob. Hopefully, Charles, you're staying warm, enjoying your Saturday, my man. Just up north from us, the Michigander. Hopefully, you're enjoying your Saturday, my friends. So
we are 4 to go in the jerseys. We are 5 to go in the jersey double.
There you go.
And we are 5 to go in the lottery single. We are 4 to go as well in the right stuff single. Those are the closest breaks to closing. So if you want to see a break happen on air, those are the breaks that I would jump into. Yep. And honestly, in terms of price point, those are also on the lower end of breaks in terms of price point. So if the price point is what's hindering you from getting into some of these bigger breaks, like you see 336 on that Weekend Warrior quad, and you're like, that's a bit too much. 58 for the jersey double. That's a much more friendly price point. Not to mention, we didn't even talk about the best jersey that's still available in that jersey series.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll rotate and pop through those in just a second. So what it sounds like to me, 80% of our series are at midfield. So
we are also 4 to go in the next mini series.
Okay, so
or next mini break. Could be playing in the minis as well.
Well, call that a 5 for 5 then. That's a That's great. So that's awesome. So we have at least 5 people or more, and all 5 of our series guys. And unlike in football, we're not going backwards once we get past midfield. We're just going to keep marching down the field here. There is no 1985 Bears defense that we're staring in the face, guys. We're only going to continue to march forward so we can break into these series. For example, how about these minis right here? We got 2 giants from 2 different generations side by side. Tiki Barber, Tiki, one of the 2 twins. Maybe this is one of the guys that Frankie named yesterday, a part of that Bucks defense. His twin, Rondé Barber, won a Super Bowl in 2002 with the Bucks. Tiki, unfortunately, never reached those Lombardi heights, but my God, was he damn close to doing so.
And I believe...
He did in 07?
No, I believe they gave Tiki the ring.
Oh, did he?
Though, there's some debate on that. But I will say, I believe Rondé Barber and the Bucks beat Tiki Barber and the Giants en route to the Super Bowl.
Correct. Yeah. No, I think no, it's a good call. That was great bragging rights, I'm sure, for Christmas that year in the Barber household. Lawrence Taylor had a lot to brag about. The baddest MFer, the D-Goat. If Ray Lewis is your one of your greatest defensive players of all time, the only reason why you do not call him that is because of this guy right here. Probably the greatest defensive peak ever. Chinmay, Ray Lewis, your guy Reggie White, or Lawrence Taylor. They are all in the upper echelon. We've been talking about those like 1% inner circle Hall of Famers. Lawrence Taylor is one of those inner circle Hall of Famers. Double up right there between Barber and Taylor. How about LaDainian Tomlinson on a New York Jets mini?
Okay.
Let's
do it.
LT on a powder blue jersey in the jerseys, which could be coming up any second.
Yeah.
Let's get him on a Charger and a Jet. Make ourselves have a good morning. One for Chinmay, one for myself. Really nice green signature as well. This is not a slate per se.
Yeah, it's like a chrome.
Yeah, it's like a chrome metallic type color. Yeah, it almost kind of looks like a transformer type color right there. It's a very nice color right there. LT and LT both in New York. Hell yeah, baby. Like the way that Mr. McCall is thinking. We were talking about Devontae Adams a little bit earlier, a guy that I think Devontae Adams is properly rated right now, but I think in 20 years, he's going to get viewed as this guy is currently viewed in modern day times. Isaac Bruce is without a doubt the most underrated wide receiver in NFL history. Top 5 all-time in receiving yards, top 10 all-time in receiving touchdowns. They had, 5 Hall of Famers on that offensive part of the greatest show on turf. Torrey Holt, Marshall Faulk, Orlando Pace, Kurt Warner, and Sir Isaac Bruce himself. So, I mean, just nothing but a model of consistency throughout his playing career. Just like these guys as well, DJ Moore and Fred Taylor, secondary headliners in this series as well. I know Frankie O out there is glazing, as the kids would say, over that DJ Moore secondary headliner. The first like 2 weeks of shows I saw, Frankie was wearing that damn DJ Moore jersey around here. Either that or Caleb Williams. So guys, maybe you're out there wearing a jersey of your favorite team this morning. So we got 3 to go in those minis, as Chinmay mentioned, 4 and 5 to go in the jerseys. I'm going to drop links for each and every one of these guys so we can see a series close on this.
We're 3 to go in the minis now.
Let's see here. To go in the minis. Want to get back to my guy Trev in the comments section, as he was it looks like he was typing us a Harry Potter level novel here in the chat. I imagine, all right, this is a hell of a way to start things here. I imagine getting hit by a car at 20 to 30 miles an hour. That's how fast NFL players are. Said after getting hit by Ray Lewis, they would hear footsteps the rest of the game. They said not just did it hurt players physically, it hurt them mentally. Players like that, like Ray Lewis, Brian Dawkins, Troy Polamalu, etc.
Yeah, I can see that. I think football players, like at that point, like you're crazy enough to just, like you're used to it almost. But I agree with that. There's some guys that are just a little bit different.
Yeah, no, you could say that again, my man. So you know who else is different? Our breakers and breakouts here at UA. So
we're 3 to go in the jerseys as well. So jerseys and minis should definitely be happening here.
Let's get it going, guys. The best in the business. We say this all the time, but there's a reason why we say that. We're now going into our 12th year of existence here in the Ultimate Autographs live break room, guys. We have sold over 90,000 pieces, including this past year, 90,000 pieces of sports memorabilia by the end of 2026, which I don't know, somehow we've already chipped away 1 month off that calendar already. Time is seemingly flying by all the time here. We're looking to continue to add that point. We're coming off of a career year thanks to you guys. And the generosity of everybody here at UA is undeniable. Chinmay and I both, we've experienced the generosity since we've started working together over the last couple of months. And we can't do any of this without you guys. So we're just a couple of goofballs who like to talk about sports, open up some boxes, things of that nature. But you guys are the heart and engine to everything here. So if you have any questions at all throughout the entirety of this morning, wipe the eye boogers out of your eyes. Turn on that pop a Keurig cup or two into your coffee maker. Get your morning started off right with Chinmay and I. So let's see what we got here. And you said there are 3 to go in the single and then 5 to go in the double. Go in single.
Yep.
5 to go in double.
Yep.
Now, the one thing that I will say is a very foreign feeling, because one thing we haven't been able to do since we've started working together, we can't do spread picks this week. There's no spread picks at the pro level to talk about. Obviously, the college football season went by the board a few weeks ago.
We're gonna have to start talking about college hoops.
Yeah.
Or NBA.
I'm excited about Kyle. Well, you know that NBA for you and I think, especially when it comes to a guy by the name of Devin Currant. who we talked about ad nauseum this morning. We're not shy to do that, my friend. But college hoops I'm excited about, man. Let me ask you this, since we're on the topic here, we're on the precipice of breaking a couple of boxes. We're starting to circle the waters, and I think the picture will become much more clear once March comes around. We get into the tournament, because I think all 3 of these teams are going to be on the bubble to get in the tournament this year. Cam Boozer, AJ DeBansa, and Darren Peterson. Peterson out of Kansas, DeBansa out of BYU, and Boozer out of Duke. Those seem to be the consensus top 3 picks, just based off of what you've seen, what you've heard, what you've liked. If you were a GM of a franchise, forget fit. If you were drafting who you believe is going to be the best overall prospect,
best player available,
as of January 31st, who would you go with?
I'll take my Mizzou bias out of it.
Okay. Okay.
I'll take my Mizzou bias out of it, and I think Debanza is the best player. I think Debanza is the best player. I think I could see a world where a guard-heavy team likes Cam Boozer more.
Dude's a freak.
But I think Debanza is the best player. But I can see a world where like a team like the Hornets, I can see a team like the Hornets saying, "We'll take Cam Boozer."
Don't sleep on those Hornets though, man. Don't sleep on those
Right.
Hornets. Man. They're rising.
I don't think the Hornets are getting the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Fighting for that coveted East play-in spot.
But I can see a scenario where like Charlotte is a team where like they have Brandon Miller, LaMelo Ball, Con Kneppel.
How about that game the other night?
Yeah. They're saying, you know what? We can go with Cam Boozer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I think that, look, if the NBA wants to, send some flowers and save this franchise from the doldrums, which they don't deserve, by the way, and I say this sadly because 2 of my favorite franchise players now reside there in Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan, the Sacramento Kings are in hell. Now, to quote the great Brad Pitt in the movie Moneyball, there are rich teams, there are poor teams, then there's 50 feet of crap, and then there's the Sacramento Kings. More or less, that's basically the direction of where their franchise is going. But I agree with you. If they do get the number 1 overall pick, I think the team that has the highest ceiling, the player with the highest ceiling is the Debanza. The guy is just a freak athletically, can put the ball on the floor, 6'8", he's only going to grow.
Yeah.
He's like 18, 19 years old. He's already built like a grown man as is. He can pull up off the dribble. I think the guy that's the most NBA ready is probably Darren Peterson. He gives me freakishly similar vibes to Devin Booker in his time at Kentucky, but he's stronger, he's more polished, he has a better handle than Booker does out of Kansas. I think if Darren Peterson gets drafted by like Indiana, can you imagine Indiana taking this gap year after making the finals last year? They get Halliburton back, you add Darren Peterson, you retain Pascal Siakam. All they need is a center. A serviceable center that they can acquire.
Yeah.
And
Ryan is saying the Kings should have stayed in Kansas City. How about if the Kings move to Las Vegas and become the Vegas team?
Look at that. Yeah. Nice little from the Golden Knights to the Las Vegas Kings. I like that. That's a good. And they had the Aces there, right? Already the WNBA team.
WNBA has the Aces, yeah.
Yeah, so you already have
they have the
basketball
arena.
pub.
They have the arena.
You got the basketball pub in the city. That's where they've been holding the play-in playoffs, the play-in
NBA Cup.
For the last number of years. So they're obviously putting it there for a reason. They didn't just throw it out in Vegas.
And Vegas is
for no reason.
Vegas is known for a lot of things. Vegas has become a sports town.
Yeah.
NFL, you got UNLV's been doing some things on the gridiron and on the hardwood. You got Formula One going to Vegas every year. You got the Golden Knights who won a Stanley Cup final, played in another Stanley Cup final, and you have the A's trying to get their way into Vegas, and you have the WNBA in Vegas as well. So Vegas, you can say what you want about them. They are becoming a sports town if they have not become one already.
We are trying to continue to be a breaking town here. As I'm looking for breaking news from Chinmay.
We're 2 to go on the jerseys. We're actually 4 to go on the jersey double.
There we go, guys.
So we're 2 to go on the jersey, 3 to go on the minis. Those are the 2 closest breaks.
So we have the minis and the jerseys from the single double, and the minis obviously are always a double coming up shortly. Those are all going to go over the course of the show. Biggest ones that I want to continue to circle the wagons on and come back to this, guys. I would highly recommend, and Chinmay, I'm going to toss this over to you and ask which break you would get into if you were somebody browsing through a UA Live break room for the first time. Personally, for me, I would love to get into this lottery series.
Yeah.
Outside of getting an entry for Kermit the Frog. He's right over here. Here's Kermit. So besides winning me, guys, besides getting an entry for him, which has, again, 6 of those to go, for Patty Mahomes, get yourself into the double. $252 price point. Mike Evans and Bijan Robinson.
Yeah, you can double up.
NFC South double up. You don't know what else you could double up with. Now, again, guys, I doubt this is going to be the case, but Chinmay, we don't know what Devontae Adams is on.
Yeah, we're not sure.
There could be a possibility it is on a Green Bay Packer. Now, we primarily get him on Rams stuff, but again, we don't know.
He could also be on a Raider.
On a Raider
and Terrell
on
Davis
a Raider.
could be there
There
too,
you go.
right?
So an AFC West or an NFC North.
But how about this? What about a different kind of double up? You're talking double up in the headliners with Mike Evans and Bijan Robinson. What if you doubled up with Parsons, and then say you doubled up with a different NFC North, a non-headliner, but that gave you the entry into the Mahomes drawing? So you got 2 helmets and an entry in the Mahomes. You would get a headliner, a hidden gem, and a Mahomes entry, and you would get the Hopper Ball UA Store credit. So you could potentially end up with 4 things in that double if you don't double up on the headliners.
That's called a win-win-win right there. So we're looking for a lot more winners today. Very rarely put Adams on the Fresno State lid. Yeah, that'd be sick.
I haven't seen a Fresno State helmet in the break room ever.
Only seen one, and Ashton Genty. Oh, that's Boise State. Excuse me, Boise State. Yeah. So I guess I'm with you then.
I haven't seen a Fresno State lid, but
I guess I'm with you.
Yeah, I think Devontae would sign a Fresno State. Devontae and Derek Carr have to be together on the Fresno State.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That's what it's got to be.
That would be cool. Add a little Paul George in there as well.
Yeah, I'm sure Paul George is like, who are these guys?
Shout out to Paul George, by the way, having a nice revitalized season with the Philadelphia 76ers. Him and Joel Embiid both. I think they've both combined their ligaments to make sure that their non-functioning legs are working.
Let's find out how we can get on the floor, guys.
Where so it looks like that jersey single did sell out.
Yes.
Awesome stuff there, guys. Thank you very much. So we're gonna get ourselves into this in just a matter of seconds. So thank you very much, ladies and gents. UA Live Break Room getting ready to unfold here this morning. Chinmay and myself are getting ready for our second break, but it will be our third item. Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, the 2 best to ever do it in our humble opinions, up on the table, but they're both prizes. We want to give these guys to you. We don't want to see them anymore. Tom, Patrick, we love you guys both. There was an awesome Super Bowl you both performed valiantly in 6 years ago, but it's time to say sayonara. We have 26 lovely people that would love to have an opportunity for this Patrick Mahomes ripped custom speed flex right here on the table. Get yourself a chance by entering that lottery series, or the Tom Brady by entering yourself a chance in the right stuff. I could drop links in the description for you folks to read up more about that. Onside kick is ready to go. Somebody is not going to be kicking themselves after winning in this break. Has there ever been a particular jersey for you in a jersey break that stuck out to you? Like, man, I wish I didn't have to send this out to this guy or gal.
Well,
wish I could have brought it home with me.
It's in this one. It's the one that it would be an upgrade for the one that I currently have at home that no longer fits me. The powder blue Chargers, LaDainian Tomlinson. That's it right there. If as a kid, there was one jersey that you wanted, it was the powder blue LT.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I got mine in the strangest of ways. I've told you that a few times. My Michael Vick went bye-bye, my LT went in, and I went from a frown to an ear-to-ear grin in the matter of one jersey purchase. 13 for Mr. McCall. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you, my boy. So that's going to be 7 to 12 and then 14 to 23 because that's how numbers work. Thank you, Ryan. I need that Beetlejuice magic here. Thank you. And Beetlejuice potentially. He's got that AFC West spot. Ryan, not afraid to call box numbers, which, by the way, very underappreciated thing. I love when people call box numbers in the chat. I love the engagement. Chinmay and I feel very enthralled, much more engaged, enthusiastic when we get as much chatty Cathy's in the chat. So, and I get it. Chinmay and I, we're not morning guys either. So, if it takes your fingers a little while to get stretched out, that's okay. But participation is always encouraged here in the UA Live Break Room. Nathan West in the NFC North. Ryan also has a spot in the NFC South. Jeremy Tyner with 2 spots in the NFC East and AFC South. Angie Nielsen sandwiched in between alongside Brandon Hunt. First-time player in the AFC North. Brandon, favorite team, favorite player?
Yeah, let us know.
Do either one of those things reside in the AFC North? Feel free to let us know. And 40 Glenn. I am much more familiar with Edward 40 hands. But 40 Glenn, Good to see you again, my friend. Let's see if we can Beetlejuice. Well, well, funny enough, actually, Chinmay, I actually did Beetlejuice this guy in some regards because, funny enough, on one of our recent breaks that we had in the show, I did mention this player with this team. Now, when I happened to pull Bijan Robinson earlier on the Style of Atlanta Falcons lid, I'm like, when you see this type of color and design, this is typically the running back that you think of when you associate it with this type of color scheme on the Atlanta Falcons. It's this guy right here, number 32, Jamal Anderson. Jamal Anderson with the Atlanta Falcons, the big bruiser for the Atlanta Falcons back in the day. Ryan McCall said, I need to Beetlejuice some magic here. Well, it wasn't
he
really
didn't get LT,
Tomlinson.
but it's a pretty good running back there.
Yeah, you didn't Beetlejuice the running back you were looking for.
With the Dirty Birds celebration.
Yeah, the Dirty Birds right there. So a great McCall. So a bird for Ryan McCall.
Yeah.
That's a nice bird call right there for Ryan. So awesome stuff there, right, guy? So it's not necessarily a Beetlejuice. It's more of a juice beetle in that type of situation. But, hey, still a great win nonetheless. And funny enough, Ryan is first Falcons jersey. There you go, my friend. There you go.
Very cool.
There you go, you dirty bird. Awesome win. So we continue to move things along here in the UA Live break room. Jamal Anderson. That is a hidden gem in this series. So the jersey count is going to go to 13 and 26 now. So smack dab in the middle, 50% chance. Grabbing ourselves a photoed headliner potentially. Thank you, Chinmay. Take ourselves back in the UA Live break room. We are right around 10:36 Central Time. We are on until 11 o'clock at the bare minimum this morning, Chinmay and myself. Enjoy talking some basketball and baseball with you guys as well. Football included most primarily here in the UA Live break room. But we're here to break boxes. Here to break boxes more than anything else, guys. So, again, we are getting dangerously close on a couple of different fronts in a few different series. We got 4 spots left to go on the double break for the jersey, 3 in the minis. 5 to go in that lottery single. Chase wheel spin action. Get yourself in the chase wheel spin.
We got a mini break coming up.
Awesome. Who closed that out?
Patrick Lott.
Thank you, Pat. Appreciate you. Maybe you saw the Patty Mahomes on the table and he got inspired. He's like, hey, Patrick on the table. Patrick needs a new pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Needs a new pair of minis coming up, hopefully. So let's see what we got here. So minis are coming up. I'm looking forward to that, guys. Chinmay's going to put that list together. I'm going to keep my guy Mahomes next to me. Won't interfere with this upcoming break that we got. Feel free to let Chinmay and I know how you guys heard about us here at UA. And what you've been enjoying about UA so far in the new year. We're all basically caught up with the new website. I think everybody's adjusted to it. It's no longer new. It's about a month into its inception. I love it. We've spoke on it glowingly. There's a number of different things about the website that's great. We have a revamped rewards program that we have that's available on the website. Also, for those that end up winning items in the show, Chinmay, even if you are not tuned in, one brand new thing, you get an email.
Get notified.
You get notified. Yeah, which is very, very cool.
And that's good to go for you.
Awesome. Gonna randomize that right here. Gonna need 2 box numbers, guys, for the Blitz Mini number 6. For all you rapscallions out there. Oh, look at this. Woo! By 1 millisecond. Looks like we got Eric. Is that gonna be Eric Linnell? It is. Eric Linnell by the skin of his teeth gets that in time. It's gonna be 3 and 14. Ryan, I literally mean on the chat, you were off by a millisecond.
Yeah, it is milliseconds, but I do see Eric's message before.
Eric with the speed. Yeah. He's got the speed indeed. And let's see. Eric's in that AFC South spot. So let's see if what that can end up landing him.
See if the fast fingers work. 3 and 14, both are good.
3 and 14, valid box calls. Thank you there, Eric. Update that ticker for you guys. Thank you, thank you. Rest of the break spots, though, we got Trevor Jurek in the NFC North. Closer magic, potentially, with the last 3 spots bought out in this break. Patrick Lott is looking to load up his lot with minis. NFC South and East, and the AFC West as well. Ryan McCall in the NFC West and AFC East. 40 Glenn with the AFC North, and, of course, the box caller himself, Eric Linnell, AFC South. Back-to-back LT spots.
All right.
Could be a sign. Could be a sign. He didn't get in the jerseys, but can he land it in the AFC East this go-around with the New York Football Jets? Looking for a headliner, and that is what we are going to start off with. My God, this one is going to stay, even though it's a mini. This is one of the most gorgeous colors throughout the entire NFL. And if you guys are picking up on things, one thing that happens a lot here in the break room, Chinmay, patterns. Patterns are definitely something, trends, however you want to phrase it, can happen quite a bit. And once you get caught up on a trend, you want to ride that train all the way out. Fred Taylor, AFC South box caller magic. Ryan McCall got it in the jersey break, and we are going to continue that here to start off our minis. AFC South secondary headliner hit, multiple-time Pro Bowler, and a guy that I believe, is he the all-time rushing yards leader in Jacksonville?
I think so.
I believe he just narrowly edges out MJD.
Yeah, I think so. But forget all that.
Look how gorgeous that
Jags
is.
color scheme, they just got it.
Way to go, Eric.
And you got everything. You got the teal, you got the gold face mask. It's all there. I agree with you. I put the Chad Johnson mini on the table last time around. We're leaving that Jags mini out there.
Absolutely. Would love to bring another headliner with it. Again, not a photo headliner, but I mean, honestly, to speak transparently, who the hell cares? Ryan says, I love that color. Yeah, no. This honestly could have been autographed as Tread Failer, and I would still I would absolutely love this lid, man. That aqua teal doesn't get much better than that. Chinmay mentioned the Golden Gate on the front of it as well. Really, really cool stuff in here. Trevor says yes. Trevor looking for a NFC North spot. Good luck to you. Almost every person in this break interacting in the chat. Love to see it so far. So, 1 down, 1 to go. Box number 3 was a good one. Also looking for a, it's been a long time, Chinmay, since I've hosted a show without a Chase wheel spin going down. We are in danger of doing that, guys, and it could go down by one of 2 ways. We'd close out a spot in the right stuff, which I believe has 5 spots to go in that single, last time I checked, or we end up even getting a spot in that Weekend Warrior quad. Even if we don't close that out, $50 off for every spot that you buy in that Weekend Warrior quad, you would get that $50 back in UA store credit. Well, this is going to be the second mini that we're going to keep up on this table, Chinmay. This guy in the chat right now, yeah, Fred Taylor is the leading rusher, Trevor. That is true. Now, I think our guy Trev is going to have some very mixed emotions going on here about who we're about to pull out. He's going to get himself a headliner hit, but it's going to be a headliner from the Windy City of Chicago. Yes, it is indeed the former Carolina Panther on the Rave Mini, DJ Moore. Beautiful Rave Mini, multiple-time Pro Bowler, multiple 1,000-plus yard seasons. Obviously a part of that headliner trade that also netted Chicago. Caleb Williams is the first overall pick over 2 seasons ago. A trade that has completely reversed the fortunes and favors of the Chicago Bears franchise. Also Carolina as well. I still wouldn't call that a win-win trade, but a win-and-a-half trade maybe.
Yeah.
Carolina made the playoffs with Bryce Young. He's starting to turn things around. 2 very, very nice wins right there.
But nice. Taylor. Yeah, nice. Not bad. It's a nice
Moore.
color on the Bears lid. I'm not a Bears fan either, but it's a nice color on the lid. So you can't complain about that. And a win is a win. W's a W. And congrats to Trevor there.
You can never...
Moore just had his first winning season. That is true.
Yeah, his first winning season. Yeah.
So Rob mentioned at the top of the show that there was a lot of Bears, memorabilia out there in the warehouse, in the office, because Dan Hampton member of the 85 Bears Super Bowl team, was going to be here at some point to be signing things. Well, it turns out that some point is today. So Dan Hampton is in the building. He is signing things, and basically, I have word from above has come that if we do,
did you get an ETA?
If we fill out this lottery double here,
okay.
Lottery double is a completely empty break right now, no spots. But if we fill out this lottery double, Dan Hampton himself will not only be opening the boxes, he will also, for the 2 winners, give a signed jersey.
Wow. So that's breaking news coming into the live break room here.
This lottery double number 6, completely empty. But if you win, you'll get a signed Dan Hampton jersey to go along with your winning, and Dan Hampton will break the boxes himself. We'll see where we're at in the next 15 minutes or so. If people are interested in that, we can push the show longer to see if we can close that out.
Okay.
Again, only if we close that out though. If we're like six spots to go or something, or like 3 spots to go, and when we're past the point of where we need to cut off on the show, then we can reevaluate.
So I'm trying to put out a message out there because there's a lot to cover.
Yeah, lot to cover.
Right there.
Lot to cover.
So I'm going to try to fill this in as best as I can. Let's see here. Hampton.
Lottery double number 6.
Yeah, lottery double number 6 is what we're looking for here, guys. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, so I'm going to have to condense this a little bit here. I'm going to take the Ask the Host off because what you guys can just do? You can just ask me. I don't bite, I nibble just a little bit. But I do want to fit this a little bit more on the screen for you guys, a little bit more condensely here. So this is going to be a part of the new Chase Wheel Spin. Of course, again, if you buy into a spot into that quad for the Weekend Warrior, that's still going to be applicable. He's made an awesome catch last game, so I don't hate some teams. I respect them except Cowboys, LOL, JK. Yeah, Danimal opening the box is sweet. So like what Chinmay just went through, I just went through some of the messages myself, guys. Just catching up on things over here. Lottery double. So I'm going to show you guys what we're getting into with that right now. Again, that is something that ironically, we were actually talking about that if we had to play here at UA, if we were going into the break room, that would be the one that we're looking for. So this is the grand poobah right here. Lottery double number 6. If we end up filling that up, $252 price point, 5 headliners, Terrell Davis, Mike Evans, Bijan Robinson, and Micah Parsons with the Devontae Adams secondary headliner. Great headliners all across the board. Not even if you don't get one of those, you still can get yourself up to $350 in UA store credit. We have that and 4 other lottery balls that are worth $100 or higher, so you can get more than half of your money back if you end up winning yourself a non-photoed headliner. Oh wait, there's more. As I continue to sound like a late night infomercial, you still enter yourself a chance for a top spot drawing for a Patrick Mahomes custom speed flex at the conclusion of the series. Now, the most important thing to note here, Chinmay, all we need is lottery double break number 6. Yeah. Dan Hampton is not going to be here all day. He's kind enough to take time out of his Saturday morning.
Right.
Chicago area resident, a member of the 1985 Chicago Bears defense, one of the greatest defensive players of his era, 2002 Hall of Famer. How do I know that? Well, I'm lucky enough to have a game day authentic signed by the Danimal himself, so I might have to go give him, just let him know, be like, hey, Dan, be like, Dan, you signed something for me, man, remember me? That'll be very cool if that happens. So Dan Hampton can possibly join us here on air, but only if that lottery number 6 opens. So let me show you that here, and the Chase Wheel Spin down at the bottom. Lottery double equals Dan Hampton giveaway. And no, we are not giving away Dan Hampton the person.
We cannot do that.
we cannot legally or morally do that. We do not promote kidnapping here at Ultimate Autographs, but we do promote giving away 2 Dan Hampton jerseys that are the 2 winners in that lottery double.
So if you get in the lottery double, you could win not only stuff from the lottery double, but then the winner will receive signed jersey from Dan Hampton himself.
So let's see if we make any progress with that. I mean, hell, you guys want to get a Hall of Famer in the room to start breaking boxes with us? I mean, that's awesome must-see TV with, within itself for that, guys. But if that's not going to be the case, we're going to have to start seeing some movement in some other series. You've been kicking butt all morning. No reason that you have to stop kicking the caboose right now. We have 4 spots to go in that only right single that is a part of the chase wheel spin. Only way to make it better is if you put his ring in the order as well. Yeah. Hey, I mean, if I was a Super Bowl champ, I'd have that thing. I'd have that thing with me in the shower. I'd have that thing with me everywhere that I go. I don't care where I'm going, man. That's something to flex about at all times.
Yeah.
We have 4 spots to go in that jersey double, 5 spots to go in that lottery single. So we're gonna wait to see some progress here. We have 6 to go in that Weekend Warrior quad. Again, guys, $50 back in UA store credit for every single spot bought in that quad. You don't have to wait till the end of the show. There's no wheel spin for that. That will automatically be given to your account as soon as you buy in for that Weekend Warrior quad. 4 headliners are left. Chinmay, how often are we in a situation where we're closing a series out and you're guaranteed 4 headliners? Doesn't come around very often.
Does not happen very much.
So for the guys out there, and Jeremy and Walter, who are already in this series, again, if you guys want to dilute your spots down, instead of having 1 spot in the quad, you each can have 2 doubles. Then we can have 4 spots to go in the double, and we'll close out with 2 of those. Or if you want to continue to ride out the quad, take advantage of the chase wheel spin, buy multiple spots in there, keep racking up $50 in UA store credit, Chinmay, and get more spots in the series. Because, look, if somebody wants to swoop in and get the final 6 spots in this quad, there's a very good chance that you can walk away with all 4 of these items. The Manny Ramirez signed baseball, the Peyton Manning Game Day Authentic, the Nikola Jokic jersey, or the Tony Parker secondary headliner, which could be a basketball. It could be a jersey. We shall see. So we just popped up with an order over there. What do we got? This just in.
Got a couple orders, actually.
All right.
Going to go in that jersey double.
Okay, jersey double making some progress. Thank you, guys. So let's see after we update this here where the jersey double is going to land. 3 to go in that jersey double.
And 1 more in that jersey single.
And the jersey single is down to 7.
Yeah.
Very cool. So thank you there. All 8 spots are left to go in that mini double, guys. Again, I am imploring each and every one of you to get inside of this lottery double. I'm going to drop this in the chat. For those that can possibly hear me, maybe not. Maybe you're just tuning in for the visual part of it, because sometimes we do get people that they'll be at work. They won't be able to listen. They'll be able to watch. So, lottery double. 8 spots to go. If we close the break, Dan Hampton will join us on air. Very, very cool stuff.
And, we have the benefit in this show and the next show, we have the benefit of Rob and I both staying on for the noon show. So let's say, in the next 5 minutes or so, 3 people buy in. Well, we're not necessarily close. We can stretch it a little bit. We can bleed into the later part of the show if we get orders coming in and people are sort of trickling in and getting those orders in, and that break ultimately does close. Like if it closes by 11:15, 11:20, we'll be happy to stay on up until that point to knock this out. But the break has to close for this to happen. It is not a halfway thing. Not 3/4 of the way. It's got to close for this to happen.
Let's see what we can do here, guys, down the stretch. Like Chinmay said, more than happy to stay on with you folks, stretch as much time out as we possibly can. We would love to have the legend Dan Hampton join us on air, but again, this is going to be a collective team effort down the stretch here, guys, to make that happen. Even if we start to see a little progress, we'll try to stretch things out as long as we can. But again, I will be going till 11 o'clock. We do have the 3 spots left in that jersey double, Chinmay. If that ends up getting more traction, I'll stay on a little bit longer. But if that's not the case, like we said, Chinmay and myself will be right back here, same spots, different time, 12 p.m. Central. So what we've done so far this morning, we've done 2 different breaks for the minis. So we've ended up pulling out 3 headliners: Bijan Robinson, Fred Taylor, and DJ Moore. A photoed headliner with 2 secondaries. And then we've also mixed in a jersey as well, the Jamal Anderson. The Dirty Bird for the Falcon there. We got 7 spots to go in those aforementioned minis. Looking to see where else we can go. Just want to show you guys this really quick. A couple other parts of our UA Live break page. One thing that's very, very cool about the UA Live break page is that we have personals that are sent directly to you. If you're a longtime player here at Ultimate Autographs, you might remember the old school way of doing things where we would actually mix the live break series that we have for you guys in the minis and jerseys. We would intertwine that with personals. We no longer do that. We actually give you guys an entirely different list. These are not opened on air between the minis and the black box jerseys. These are sent to your address directly, and you have a chance to win names such as this, some of the biggest legends in the game. And again, you do not get this amount of headliners in a typical jersey series. You get a lot more potential bites of the apple with the 30 boxes that we have in the room, but you do not have names such as this. So you get yourself a guaranteed jersey for $180 sent to your address. Personal is one of the most popular things here, Chinmay, that we get here at UA. Same with the minis as well. Black box mini, you get yourself a pair of minis sent to you as well. A part of our mini helmet mystery box series. Any questions that you have here, you have a bunch of great facts that you can end up opening up the tabs for. Any other questions as well, shout out to our guy Dave in customer service.
Yeah.
He'll take you guys the rest of the way, the best in the business. The number one thing I like to show and promote off here, this is the one personal. If you guys prefer us to do it in this fashion, we are more than happy to. And that's our headliner package that we have available for you guys. And my goodness, what a headliner it is, Chinmay. You get yourself one full-size authentic helmet, one replica helmet, one mini helmet, and one jersey. Much worth more than a $2,000 value. You get it for just a skosh under that at $1,934. But again, you get some of the best headliners that we get. It's a zero scrub policy that we get in here. Ask our guy Michael Polis when he did his headliner package. Got some of the greatest players of all time on 4 different items. You want to talk about starting your PC in a perfect way? This is the way to go about that. Any other orders trickling over there?
We are 2 to go now in that jersey double.
Give that a little bit of extra time, guys. That should go for the jersey double. And as well, we wait on that just a little bit longer. Keep in mind, Signature Club. Not to quote the Jackson 5 word for word here, but it quite literally is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You create an account, you earn points, and you redeem points. It is that easy here in the UA Live break room. How you're able to do that, guys? You accumulate points almost instantaneously. You do not have to win breaks, Chinmay. All you have to do is buy into them and participate. So when it comes to things as nice as that, again, does not get much better than that. You can get something as quickly as earning yourself a $15 UA gift card. Once you hit 12,000 points in the rookie collector, you can accumulate that a lot faster than you think. But this, if you plan on being a long-time regular, is the creme de la creme. We have the great idea for the John Madden emblem, by the way, here. For our Hall of Fame collector, you get a free $100 UA gift card. Legendary status, you get yourself a free signed replica helmet. And this is the big doggy dog that we talk about right here. This is if you plan on being with us for not just a good time, but a very long time. We have a couple of people that are inching into this. This is our brand new 5 million point status and some of the perks that come along with it. You get monthly punch cards for unique giveaways, which we have at the end of every month. We have triple point days. I think it's on like the first and last Friday of the month. We also have iconic member giveaways on the last Friday of every month as well. And you also get free diamond break spots. As well. Anytime we have a diamond series, you get free diamond break spots.
We're 1 to go in that jersey double, so that should definitely happen. We'll stay on to make that happen.
Yes, we will, my
friend.
And
we'll see if there's any movement. I haven't seen any movement in the lottery double yet, but we'll see if things move in any direction there in the lottery double to determine what we can do. But we'll definitely stick around for this jersey double and reassess after that.
Sounds good, my man. Let's see if we can get things continuously moving and grooving here in the UA Live break room this morning. Trev said, going to the bank, don't pull anything until I get back, JK. So, yeah. You know what the great thing is also about UA, because it's a live stream? You can pause us if you want to. And then you can just automatically skip back to live, or you can just, back in the old school days, the DVR days, remember those guys? or you can just pause, record, go back to it. So you can also go back and rewatch any stream at any time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We keep all of those saved for you guys here in the UA live break room. So one spot to go, as Chinmay alluded to, in those jerseys. They've been popular this morning. One spot to go in that double $58 value. We will indeed stay on. But again, we have 3 different Chase wheel spins that we are looking to give to you guys. This morning we have the Right Stuff, which has 2 headliners and 9 boxes to go. If you end up breaking into that Right Stuff series, you end up getting a chance for up to $100 you can earn back in a Chase wheel spin moolah. Or if you end up breaking through this lottery double, this is a series that has to get broken into. The 2002 Hall of Famer and the 1985 Super Bowl champion, Dan the Man Hampton, the Danimal, is prowling throughout the studios of Ultimate Autographs. If he ended up opening this door right now, I might faint on air. Chinmay grabbed my anxiety medication. He is live signing memorabilia in the building for us here at UA. If you guys want to see him on air and break open a couple of boxes with us, this is the route to do so. And again, he is not here all day, guys. He is here on his own accord. So he is not going to be around for that long. So take advantage of this while you can. We are still looking for just a little bit of movement. We have all 8 spots left available here. Same with the Weekend Warrior Quad. $50 off for every spot that is bought into this Weekend Warrior Quad spot. So we have hit the 11:01 mark. I'm going to give this until about... I do want to give this a little bit of time because the last thing that Chinmay and I want to do is go into an awkward situation here for you and I both, going into the 12 o'clock hour and have a pre-fill at 1 spot to go. That seems kind of silly. But we also do have to recollect ourselves, stretch our legs, maybe get some brunch or lunch in our bellies. I think you and I have had this on-air discussion before, but what is considered brunch for you? Brunch for me is between 11 and 12 o'clock. That seems
11, I think 10:30 to 1:30. Or sorry, 10:30 to 12:30 is brunch.
I can get
when you start eating.
I can get.
And then you stretch. You start eating at 11:30. You could stretch that all the way to like 1. So I would say between 10:30 and 12:30 when you start.
I think that's fair because you've never heard somebody.
That's a brunch.
I've never heard anybody say, "Hey, do you want to go for a late brunch?"
Right.
It's like, what's a late? Like the point of brunch is that you're getting a head start on lunch. You don't want to wait. You don't want to wait for that to come around. So, does that happen to be the Jersey double?
No, it's not. It's we got a lottery single action.
Lottery single. Okay, so who ended up getting into that?
Michael Poulos.
Michael MP, my man. Do you guys know what the Ricky Williams is on in the jerseys? We do not. So secondary headliners. That's the fun part of the secondary headliners. We do not know. We know that obviously he's going to be in the series, which is what the giveaway is for you guys to know. But Ricky Williams, I'd be willing to bet, has something to do along the lines of hitting holes, smoking bowls, not paying his tolls. Something along the lines of that inscription.
My guess is he'll be on a Dolphins jersey.
Most likely.
That's the most likely case. But not 100%. Could be a Saints jersey, but most likely he'll be on a Dolphins.
See what we got, guys. Do you guys know what the Ricky Williams is on in the jerseys? Wish we knew. But yeah, like Chinmay said, most likely going to be a Miami Dolphin.
Yeah, we don't have a wheel spin for this show, and I haven't seen any movement in the lottery double.
Nope.
So
or the Weekend Warrior.
So I'm gonna say in the next 2 minutes, if we don't close out this jersey double in the next 2 minutes, so 11:05, I think that's fair to hop off
11:05
and leave it for the next show.
That is more than fair, my man. I think that would be I think that is more than fair than anything else. So just catching you guys up on a little bit of news across the landscape. You and I, we've been talking. We've been chatting a little bit about the National Basketball Association. We actually have 2 of the hottest teams in the NBA getting ready to kick it off right now on Amazon Prime. The Charlotte Hornets and the San Antonio Spurs this AM. Getting ready to kick it off. And Charlotte, they play in the Eastern Conference, right? A team in the Eastern Conference is going to lose one of its most valuable players for the next 25 games. Paul George has been suspended for PED usage.
Wow.
Well, we just talked about Paul George somehow making it on the court, staying on the court.
Maybe that's why.
That is probably why. Well, Paul George has released a statement I'll have this statement take us to the 11:05 hour. I did see us get a.
We do have the jersey double.
There we go, guys.
Up. So we do have the jersey double. That'll come up.
Saved by the Paul George suspension.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff there. So real quick, Paul George said to ESPN, over the last few years, I've discussed the importance of my mental health, and in course of recently seeking treatment for an issue of my own, I made the mistake of taking an improper medication. I take full responsibility for actions and apologize to the Sixers organization, my teammates, Philly fans, my poor decision-making during this process.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. He owned it. All right.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, probably did. I can take a look for you.
I know Fuglin was in a break earlier. I believe that was in the minis.
Yeah, I don't know if it was that one.
Yes, it was.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, Doug, you were in the AFC South. William Warden had the South and the East of the NFC and AFC East. But Foog got a lot of great promos going on. Dan Hampton's in the building. If you want to help us out there, man, we got a lot of got an opportunity for you to see him on air and break some boxes. He's need that lottery double to close out for that to go. But most likely to end this show, Chinmay, gonna rock this jersey double. So thank you to who closed that out. Gonna need 2 numbers in the onside kick double. Double number, what is this, number 1?
Double number 1.
Couple of numbers. There you go. And Ryan gets the better of Eric this time around.
Yeah.
So a photo finish there.
Well, they both got 30, so at least one in common.
That's like a Lightning McQueen Chick Hicks level finish. He said, give Eric the 30. There you go. So it's going to be 25 and 30, like he said, having something in common. Lightning quick on the sticks. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Chinmay, for the boxes. So 25 and 30, erased from the tick-tick-ticka. 26 through 29, still good to go going forward. John Touchton, Mr. Touchdown himself, on top in the NFC North. Trenton Harrington, Sir Harrington of Trenton, checks in the NFC South. Jose Alvarez has been a big-time baller this week. Jose Alvarez has won himself some good stuff this week. Looks to keep it going in the NFC East. Nathan West, Westy. It's been a long time, my friend. Good to see you back in the NFC West. Only makes sense. Eric Linnell with spots in the AFC North. Ryan McCall in the AFC South and West. And 40 Glenn with his 1 spot in the AFC East. 2 boxes most likely wrapping it up for us, guys. Will not be any Chase wheel spins for the show today. However, this guy is not going to go home empty-handed. We're going to tap into the headliner category. It has been a category, my friend, for secondary headliners. Nathan West, we're going to take a trip out west to the San Francisco 49ers out in Niner country and say hello to their future Hall of Fame linebacker, Fred Warner. Fred Warner, a very unfortunate season-ending injury for our guy, number 54. We will never know what type of impact he would have made Chinmay in the NFC Championship game. The Niners fell a game short of that. It looks like he was ready to return for that type of situation, but fell just a week short after losing to the Seattle Seahawks. But Westy, awesome.
Closer
awesome
magic.
Win. Closer magic as well. $58 gets him that Fred Warner jersey. $287,531 for Mr. Warner of Fred. Very nice win there. So we've also gone streaking, not literally, but figuratively here in the break room. We have now done 3 consecutive headliners dating back to the minis.
Yeah.
First headliner in the jerseys. The first was the Jamal Anderson hidden gem. Well, we finished the show on a, come on. What are we doing here? Get him in here. Chinmay, you're walking over there. Open the door. Bring this guy in here. You can't make it up. Look who's in the box. He's in the building. He's in the box. You can't write this script, guys. He is in the building today. He's going to be a part of John Touchton's PC. My goodness. Dan Hampton. Danimal, where are you at? The 2002 Hall of Fame inductee. Some of the nicest calligraphy that you will see on any autograph here that we get here at Ultimate Autographs. Yeah. Awesome addition to your collection. Great JSA certification card as well. This, by far, is worth more than just a hidden gem. One of the nicest signatures we get. One of the greatest, most well-respected Chicago Bears of all time. I am not just saying this out loud because you can possibly hear my voice echoing throughout the building. Just an amazing hit for John Touchton. And again, if you grew up watching football in the 80s and 90s, again, one of the most feared defensive players, defensive tackles of that time. 2-8, Dan Hampton jersey. So Chinmay, any orders at all, my man?
Have not seen anything. I think that's where we're gonna end off here.
So what you got for me on the hit of the show then? I'm gonna go with the Dan Hampton jersey. He's in house. I mean, I think
you can't write the script.
You can't. Yeah.
You can't write the script any better.
The thing exists for a reason here.
Yeah. I think it's a good story. I'm gonna go with the Fred Taylor mini though.
Hell yeah, Freddie T. We had Pocket Hercules and MJD signed stuff for us last week. So we got the guy who his predecessor before him, Duval, and Fred Taylor appear as a headliner mini. So guys, you guys kicked some serious butt this morning. Minis and jerseys were in fuego. We're going to continue to beef up that Chase wheel spin for you guys. Coming up at the 12 o'clock hour, we're going to step away for the next 50 minutes or so. Thank you guys so much for all 25 of you for staying loyal and faithful to us all 9 a.m. morning. As we could possibly have maybe a little trade situation happen here between Westy and John Touchton if he's going on here in this in the chat right now. We will see what goes on. We'll give that a couple extra seconds here to let John get back to Westy in the chat. But Chinmay, any words to the UA faithful out there?
No, keep doing what you're doing. We'll see you back at noon.
Absolutely. So for everybody here at Ultimate Autographs, for Rob, that's Chinmay on the ones and twos, kicking some serious butt. We'll stay in the same spots. We'll run things back here at the 12 o'clock hour. Again, guys, I can't guarantee it, but I would love to run back that lottery double situation. If we do run back that lottery double, again, Dan Hampton giveaway. He will also open up that lottery double number 6 with us on air for a break. If he is with us for the 12 o'clock hour, we'll give an update at the top of the hour when that comes to be. Again, get in that Right Stuff series for what we got going on. Get yourself out on the right note to start your weekend. Get yourself an opportunity for that Tom Brady Game Day Authentic. Same thing right here with the lottery series, the Patrick Mahomes giveaway Speed Flex. You're not going to find a nicer Patrick Mahomes Speed Flex on the interweb today, and we're giving it away. We want to give it to somebody out there, but who's going to come out and grab it? 6 opportunities left before we close out the series with 11 boxes to go. So for the final time, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, make sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. We will see you guys in about the next 50 minutes or so.